Feingold here, sort of in a rush to set up. Had some issues, exhausted from yesterday still. But thanks for joining me again. Hope I spelled Carlsen-Caruana correctly. Fabiano, yeah. Game 2. Did I mute it? Yeah, okay. I think I did everything right. I don't know. It looks okay from here. I had to actually change the board a little, which doesn't make any sense. It's chess.com. I don't know. It's 9:50. My throat's finished, so get a cough drop. Dropped off my son and Lulu at the airport this morning. Their flight was at 7:50, and they're home. They're, I guess, on the train home in St. Louis. So, and they're going to move here in a few weeks to Atlanta. So you'll see Spencer and Lulu even more. Karen's not going to be on the stream today because she's at a scholastic tournament with Archer. It's the state grade scholastic championship. I guess they get like 200 kids. So they're there. Yeah, and like that. Yesterday's game was pretty interesting. A lot of people, incorrectly, obviously, if you can call them people, they're like, oh, why was the game going so long when it was obviously a draw? Why would the players do that? I mean, if anything, I would have played on even more. You always play chess. You never offer a take a draw. That's just something weak players do. It's not because the position's always drawn. It's drawn on move 1. You don't offer a draw. You're playing chess. Obviously, when somebody's pulling up for nothing, offering a draw is ridiculous. So anyway, you guys will never understand that because I've said that every stream. I've said it to every student every day, and they still offer draws every move and never try to win. So nothing I can say to make you understand it. Yeah, all the chess sites had record turnouts like I did. Chess.com and Jerry Network and Chess Bras and anybody else who was showing the game, Chess24. So a lot of people were watching chess yesterday. For some reason, Tata Steel put their tournament at the worst possible time. I mean, time of day and during the World Championship. I mean, I was driving, Spencer and Lulu to the airport at like 5 in the morning and the games were on. So basically from 1 a.m. to 7 a.m. U.S. time is the Tata Steel Rapid Tournament. It's really silly time to have the tournament. So there you go. Yeah. So let me turn this a little. Okay, that way I can see better. Yeah, that's a good question. Let's vote in the chat. I'm making coffee now. It'll be done in about 3 minutes, I guess. So I'll be getting up about 9:55 and getting a pot of coffee. And I got 2 Perriers. 1, 2. And then a pot of coffee is about 7 cups. So that should last me. I'm hoping this game is 5 hours. 7 hours is a bit much, but I don't want it to be 1 hour. You guys need time to donate. You guys are like, should I donate? Then 4 hours later, you're like, what was I talking about? Oh, yes, that crippled Irishman. Then you start laughing. Terrible, just like Mr. Burns. Let's see. Well, I don't know. Should I allow or deny that? I'll allow it. Who cares? Yeah. Yeah, Chessplay was telling me they have 20 mods on the chess.com stream, and it's not enough. And I said I have like 2. I have between 0 and 2. And I do a lot of the modding myself. So there you go. Yeah, let me refresh. Okay, I'm refreshed. 281 viewers a do. Hey, how do you donate? Moobot can tell you how to donate. And if you go under my stream where it says Carlsen-Caruana, and you go down, there's buttons you can click to subscribe, donate, follow me on Twitter and YouTube and all that nonsense. Yeah. So what do you guys think? Knight F3, E4, D4, C4. I'm going to bet on E4. So I'll put my vote out. E4. There's my vote. Okay. So there you go. Wow, we're getting a lot more viewers. I guess people want to watch chess. Yay, $4. Hooray. A quick sum up of yesterday's game. Good question. It was about equal after the opening. Magnus outplayed Fabi with a lot of interesting play. Very interesting play. And Fabi was worse. Not lost, but worse. Then Fabi blundered with king e2 on move 30, 31, when he should have played e5. He's completely lost. Fabi was anywhere from -3 to -8 for about 9 moves. And then Magnus couldn't put him away. And then on move 40, Magnus made the last move that didn't put him away, bishop takes c3. And he missed a lot of wins along the way in time trouble. So I guess the two stories of the day were Magnus outplaying Fabi, Fabi getting in bad time trouble, and Magnus blowing it. Those are the stories. Clever is giving 3 tier 1 subs. Hooray, thanks for the gift. You're the best. So, yeah, I think e4, d4, c4, knight f3 are all possible. I'm just going to pick e4. I don't know why. And anyway, nice play by Magnus yesterday until he didn't win, but he outplayed Fabi the first 30 moves. Pretty good. So not bad. And there's lots of places to play chess. Chess is pretty popular. I think the players are both popular. And I'm pretty excited for game 2. I'm also excited for tomorrow when there's no game. That also excites me. But I'm teaching classes tomorrow and I have private lessons, so no rest for the wicked. And then back to work on Monday. Rawr. Anyway, go Archer. Yeah. All right, let's have some Perrier. Wake up a little bit. Yay, $5. Get this man a coffee. I'm going to get this man a coffee in a second. I'm going to get this man a pound of coffee. Now, one of the reasons I'm tired, other than what the game, I had to wake up at 4:30 in the morning to get Spencer and Lulu to the airport. So then I drove to the airport, 45-minute drive. Then I drove home, took a nap. 245 centidues, Raj Cosmos. Thank you, sir. We need more centidues. Am I playing Arena Kings on Monday? No. I'm going to do commentary, so no. Fabi's definitely going to play e5. The only question is, will he try to play Berlin or Petrov? I'm guessing Petrov. So anyway, that's if e4 is played. All right, I want to get the coffee before the game starts. I don't want to see the first 2 moves they get coffee. So I'll get coffee now. 577 viewers. We'll see if I lose any getting coffee or if they balloon because I'm not here. Talk amongst yourselves. Oh, that's some early pot of coffee. So I knew the mistake I made was waking up at 4:30. Should have woke up 10 minutes earlier. All right, coffee. Yay, we gained 30 viewers, me getting coffee. That's what people wanted to see. Coffee. Yay. Is Ben sick? I'm just old. Whoa, coffee. Rawr. Yeah. Okay, so that was good. Early pot of coffee. Where would I watch if I wasn't streaming? Oh yeah, actually, I gotta do that. What's wrong with me? I gotta get the games up. Probably I wouldn't watch people commentate because they're terrible. So probably Cess. Just watch the game that way. Man, that was terrible. Let's see, where is it? Delete. There we go. Okay, so Seth says E4 is the best move. I forgot to get the games up. I'm smart. Let's see, which site? I don't like that site. Okay, I like that site. Wait, what was I doing? Yeah. This site I like. Yeah. I'm going to not look at the third site I was looking at yesterday. That wasn't helpful very much. There were 2 sites that were pretty, although one of them I can't get to. So, yeah. Let's get rid of this. Get rid of that. You show a move, but I'm visiting the U.S. Can I come to your chess center? You can. Unable to load anything. Go away. We hate you. Signed, everyone. Wow, there's 1,000 signatures. And my mom, too. Tottenham or Arsenal? Tottenham. The Hotspurs have heart. Come on, man. No, I can't access. I'm going to use the other site if you won't let me get on your site. All right. If you won't let me get on, I'll access the other site. There we go. I got on your site. Your site's the worst, but... All right. Fabi's black still. Okay, good. All right. Cess was freaking out. You're freaking me out, man. Okay, so I was wrong as usual. D4 was played. Oh, I'm trying to play D4 on the wrong place. Okay, it's 10 a.m. D4. I guess Woody Harrelson tried again, and Magnus is like, okay, D4, that's all right. All right, 770 viewers to start. Knight F6. Yeah. And then Knight F3. $4.20. Go Magnus. Awesome. Correct. Fabi 420 Bisher. Confusing Feingold. Yeah, I thought Fabi might play the QGA, which he's played. Now I don't know what he'll play. He played D5, so he might play the QGA. Yeah. That seems reasonably likely. All right, and this site has no moves. The other site I'm looking at. Terrible. Go, Sass. Okay, E6. Okay, so you have no moves. Are you serious? All right, I'm already leaving this site. I already don't care about it. I'd rather go to the site that doesn't work than look at the site that has no moves. All right, the site that doesn't work is up. We'll see if they have any moves. Knight C3. Some noise I like. 300 cent to do's. How much is too much to donate? There is not too much. No such number exists. Okay, I like this site. They got some moves. Bishop E7. So the question is, will Magnus play Bishop F4 or Bishop G5? This is a good question. I don't know the answer. Magnus usually plays Bishop F4 or takes a Bishop F4. So this surprises me they're playing this variation, mainly Fabi. I thought he prefers the QGA. So, yeah. Does Sess know the answer? Well, when you spell Sess like that, the answer is no. So we have, well, I'm not sure yet, but looks like a QGD. And Magnus can play either CD5, Bishop F4, or Bishop G5. Or he could try to get a weird Catalan with G3, which gives black extra options. I don't think he's going to do that. So I was wrong about the opening yesterday. I thought it would be E4, E5. And I'm wrong about the opening today. I thought it would be E4, E5, and it was D4, Knight F6. So far, we've had 0 E4, E5s. Ridiculous. Who would have thunk it? All right, so Magnus doesn't know what to do, so I guess I'll answer questions. Hey, Ben, you have to play. Yay, thanks. Bishop F4. This is exciting. Message deleted. Ugh. Everything's the worst. Come on, let's get a real question. Looks Drosh, French defense question mark. 0 viewers. Ah. Chess.com 0 viewers. That doesn't sound right. Wearing my Queen C2 shirt. Yay. This is great. They're playing openings I play. Yeah, Berlin and Petrov every game is a bit much. That's correct. We don't want to see that all the time. Is thunk even a word? I thunk so. You prefer QG or QGD? QGD, I like both when I'm white, but I guess I have more QGDs. I'm sure Fabio would be happy with a quick draw with black, but that's not going to happen. There aren't going to be any quick draws this match. Let's see. 6 moves, still theory. You doing anything in the chess center for these games? Yeah, I'm here analyzing the games. That's what I'm doing. That's right. Philip J. Fry, when he drank the 100 cups of coffee, he got to take people out of a fire, and then they got to eat for free in the alley. So that was good. Yeah. He even saved the thing with the fire extinguisher. That was good. I never heard of Thug before I moved to this town. Exactly. I guess I have to embiggen my mind. Where can I buy your merchandise? Good question. You can come here and buy it. Eventually, Karen and Christy will get the store going. Eventually. Did Archer win? Archer's game started at 10, so maybe. His game started 5 minutes ago when this one did. Will you analyze live all the games? Well, your spelling of analyze is sort of how Quagmire would spell it. So, yeah. All right, this isn't the London system. This is the Queen's Gambit. London system, this pawn would be here and so forth. Knight would be back. Yeah. Yeah. Again, it's not the London system. It's just the Queen's Gambit. But yeah, Magnus likes his bishop on f4. Magnus likes his bishop like his women with a bishop on f4. Okay, and then castled. Or did he play c5? I'm sorry. Let's see, e3. Oh, I think he... Yeah. King takes h8, thanks. Okay. Anyway, he castled e3, c5, dc5, bishop takes c5. So we have this QGD type position with bishop f4, and I mean, this is going to be a lot of Fabiano's prep. So only 4 moves deep. Your voice is gone. Rawr, you scream too much. There are several ways the game can end in a draw. Thank you. That was informative. Now, the time control, as per usual, is 40 moves in 100 minutes, then 20 moves in 50 minutes, and then 15 minutes for the rest of the game, and they get 30 seconds increment from move 1. This is a pretty boring way to play it for black. So the Sess had bishop takes c5, and then it got rid of bishop takes c5. So let me go back. So either this is the position or this is the position. Nobody knows. Even the players don't know. They're like, arbiter, what's the position? Yeah, exactly. Chess 24, instead of castling in this position, played king takes h8. And then the good software they got there. So totally ruining everything. It's ruined. Okay, they fixed it. And now they have bishop takes c5, so I'll believe them. And okay, Sess also has that. Yeah. And we broke 1,000 viewers. Hooray. 1,000 viewers is great. So Magnus is going for the smallest of advantages, but already this looks like the kind of position and opening where Fabiano's really well prepared and is going to play first 15 moves quickly and get to a position that's almost all zeros. So this is an easy way for white to get an advantage. Queen's Gambit declines pretty solid for black. And I'm sure it's, one of the 2 or 3 openings that Fabiano really studied deeply for this match so that, he could avoid time trouble by getting an equal position pretty quickly. And it's slightly perturbing that it's move 7, bishop takes c5, and Magnus is going into a think. That's something, yeah. Because I would think Magnus has to have some kind of preparation here to play a novelty some point between moves, 8 and 12 to get Fabi off of his toes. And or keep him off his toes. Maybe it's off the wagon, I don't know. Yeah, I slept a little bit, but is my $5 donation from last week enough to hold me for a while? What about a while? Yeah. 1,000 viewers. Hooray. Go Fabi. Go Magnus. Yeah. Queen C2 played. Go Queen C2. Where's my Queen C2 shirt? Oh, yeah. I lost it 20 years ago. Darn. What are the odds of Fabi winning? I don't know, about 50-50. Team Fabi or Carlsen, whoever wins, go the winner. Go Lions. Yeah. Magnus, I thought, outplayed Caruana in the middle game yesterday. Seemed like the opening was about equal. Could you replay the game? I replayed the game like 4 times yesterday. Bistro 1138 just subscribed. Thank you, sir. Go Ben. Correct. Longcastle Magnus. Still theory. Correct. Everything's theory. Okay, so confused why there's a pawn on A3. Very confused. What? I don't understand how these things happen. Queen A5, but then, oh, okay, knight C6. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm not too bright. Okay, knight C6 was played, A3, queen A5. You can't castle queenside. You could play knight to D2. He chose, like, the most boring move, I think, of all the moves, rook D1, and then rook to D8. There's actually a line in this variation where the players repeat moves. Black sacks a piece and then attacks the white queen, and the queen goes back and forth and they draw. That's been played several times at the top level, but I doubt we're going to see that this game. Okay, so we have the Queen's Gambit declined. Both players are still in their prep, obviously, and frankly. Yeah. So, yeah, rook D8 was played. Okay, and this is the current position, obviously. Lead chess is pretty current. I'm pretty current. Is somebody more current than me? I don't think so. Why'd you not have an analysis board? This is the analysis board right here. Wake me up when the game gets interesting. How am I supposed to wake you up? Wake up! Where's my wake-up stick that Professor Farnsworth had? The prep goes until one of the players plays a move that's not in the opponent's prep. That's how long the prep goes. Both sides are in their prep now. I'm sure there are variations from this position that Fabiano knows to move 20. That I have no doubt. Whether Magnus plays those moves, I don't know. Yeah, I'm thinking this game's leading towards a boring position as opposed to yesterday, and White's not going to get very much. That's what I'm guessing right now. Yeah. Lee Chess is the best. Go Lee Chess. 1,100 viewers. What happens if it's 6.5, 6.5 after 12 games? Then somebody can't do math, I guess. I guess that would be the answer. B4 looks pretty risky. Yay, $6. Who would win the game? Me versus a guy who doesn't play chess? Probably me. B4 looks really dangerous because if you play B4, I could take it, and now I'm threatening the knight, and then I'm going to play knight E4. I don't see how you efficiently protect the knight. I guess you can with bishop E5. So I guess it's possible, but it seems like with knight E4 and bishop D7 to A4 and rook C8, I wouldn't take white here. This looks terrible. So, yeah. I'm sure B4 has been analyzed and just thought to be bad. I have no doubt that both players know this position pretty well, but B4 looks pretty suicidal with the king at E1. Now, if white plays bishop E2 castles, then B4 is a very serious threat. Now we're talking. Exactly. White could have castled queenside this game. He just decided not to. That's another theoretical line. Now, remember, when I was in London in 1988 at Lloyd's Bank, there was a game between Short and Spielman where White castled. That was one of the first games in that line. And White won pretty nicely. But okay, theory has progressed in the last 30 moves. I don't want to yasser it up too much. Okay, so we'll go back for the crowd. D4 surprising me. Knight F6 surprised me too. I would have expected Fabi to play D5 and play a QGA. He got his chance to play a QGA here, and he did not. Queen's Gambit declined. Magnus thought a while here about whether to play Bishop F4, Bishop G5. Magnus almost always plays Bishop F4. And then they played this main line. And White could castle queenside here. White could play Knight D2, I believe. And he played the move Rook D1. Rook D8 was quickly played by Fabi. And Magnus is doing a long think. A very long think. So that would indicate to me, without knowing any better, that Rook D8's not the most common move. But that's... I mean, Rook D8 looks pretty natural, so I guess it's possible Bishop E7 was a move also. But obviously, this position's in the player's prep, and if Magnus was surprised by Rook D8, that's not good. So now most people, unfortunately a lot of grandmasters too, think that the opening is everything, and that's a very small percentage of the game. You have to play good chess for several hours, as you noted yesterday, and the opening lasts about 30 minutes. So if the next 6 hours you're not playing well, it doesn't really matter how much opening you know. So for the club player out there, knowing theory to move 15 or 20 isn't necessarily relevant. What's relevant is you can calculate tactics and understand positions better than your opponent, and get positions a lot so you have experience with them. So, for example, if you play the French defense every game, and you've been playing chess for 2 years, hopefully you understand those positions better than when you started. Otherwise, there's no reason to do that. You might as well just play every opening and confuse your opponent like I do. So I'm so old that I've played every opening, and now I can decide with both colors what to do, and I still know a little bit because I've played so much chess. These guys aren't as old. They haven't played every opening like me. They've played almost every opening. They have a good idea what they like and what their opponent doesn't like. And I think for Fabi, this is a position that he likes with black. Dante Chess wants to double up on the bubble up, although I'm not sure how that's related to this position. I don't know. This game is Agdestein Hammer from this summer. It's the Norwegian guys. Yeah. Ben, include a clock on the board. Yeah, thanks. Magnus has had this before. Fabi won't like being so far ahead on the clock. He's confused. Yeah, the clock doesn't matter now. Yeah. I regret nothing and everything. Yeah. Lots of double up on the bubble up from Dante Chess. He's going crazy over there. Queenside attack just subscribed. Hooray, etc. What's my prediction? Prediction? Pain. I predict this game will be a draw. Archer would win. Go Archer. Can you give examples of what GMs target in their prep versus their specific opponents? I can't. I don't know. I'm an old man. Live video. You can have live video. The more you pay, the more live video you have. Exactly. Hello. All right, Magnus is saying hello, but I can say hello back. We got Fabi, got Magnus, and we got Karen. Go Karen. It's Karen. So actually, Magnus probably should have castled queenside just for my sake, so I could have put this emote out a lot with King B1. He just wasn't thinking of me at all. Terrible. Is bishop f4 a bad move? I mean, it's just opening move that's played thousands of times. There's been no bad moves yet. Not yet. Okay. Magnus is having a long think. I guess he's trying to remember his prep, or he has prepared more than one move and he's trying to figure out which one to play. He's trying to figure out what Fabi's going to do later. Yeah. Go, Karen. Did Archer win yet? Go, Archer. Karen's at the chess tournament for the Scholastic players about 20 miles from here. And Archer started his game when Fabiano and Magnus started their game. Archer's time control, unlike this, is game 25 with a 5-second delay. So his game should be over by 10:30, 10:40. No, Archer didn't play f6. No, anything but that. 100 centidues from Looney Head. It's a Canadian Looney. All right. The old Magnus, also known as the younger Magnus, well, I mean, most people would win when they're winning with +4, 5, and 6. Magnus was in time trouble and didn't find the right way. These things happen. It's a lot easier with lots of grandmasters and computers analyzing at once. What about bishop d4? What? Bishop d4? This isn't a London, so this is a Queen's Gambit declined. Just because you see one piece on one square, that's not the name of the opening. Yeah. Magnus and Fabi together. Go Magnus and Fabi. Go Archer, become a GM. Ailed what Morn? Just Ailed Elmorn? I don't know. So thanks for the subscription. 1,275 viewers a do. Hurrah. Where's the Perrier? Right here. Good question. I better have some Perrier. I had an idea to make coffee with Perrier instead of regular water. So I told my idea to other people. And a couple of them thought the water would become not carbonated. It would just be coffee. It wouldn't taste any different. And then people who didn't think that thought it would just be terrible. So those are the two options I had, was it's the same or it's worse. I thought that would be a great thing because my idea was you had Perrier, but instead of like lemon or lime, it was coffee flavored. So it's like coffee Perrier because people like that kind of nonsense. So I thought that was a good idea. Maybe I should tell that to Nathaniel for you, or Nathan for you, although his show's over. So maybe you can start a new show. Nathan and Ben for you. Yeah, me claim is correct. Everything's the fried liver. That's right. As a vegan, I can't allow it. I deny it. That is a good idea. I agree. Big Booty Judy, it's Ben. Judy, are you in Ohio? I'm guessing if you have a big booty, it's good to go to Ohio. That seems like a good idea. Yeah. When you heat the Perrier, all the carbonation would outgas before you even touch the coffee grounds. No, that's what other people said. No. Why are they so slow? Rawr. Yeah, people complain a lot on the stream. Why aren't they playing better? Why aren't they playing faster? Why isn't this free? All kinds of complaints. 1,300 viewers to do. Yay. Can we break yesterday? We had 25.95 at the peak. The answer is fries. What would my candidate moves be here? Well, if I was playing a match and it was a theoretical opening, I would already know what to do here. I guess knight d2 and bishop e2 would be the first two moves that come to mind to me. So, assuming I'm not familiar with this exact position. What is this Perrier? Regular water in a bottle? Yes, it's carbonated. Although they spell Perrier wrong, but I take a drink every time I have to ban someone. But then you would pass out after 10 minutes, Adam. I have to get a new admin. Come on, don't do that. Here, you got to take a drink of coffee. Every time you ban someone, Adam, have some coffee. Karen, did Archer win yet? I mean, it's 10:24, so his game should be over by now in that section, I would guess. Also, is Archer only playing people in his own grade? So he's playing fourth graders? In that case, he should really be done. Rawr. Will you be Wesley So second in the World Championship? No. He'll get other people to be seconds who are good. Okay, 1,300 viewers. Hooray. Hooray for everybody. 13,000 for chess.com and 6,800 for the Chess Bras. Go, everybody. Is Archer Ben's son? No, he's my stepson. Ben is my coach in something. Misanthropy? What am I, misanthrope? What? Ever try coffee plus tonic water? You spelled coffee wrong. I have not. Have you checked Tata Steel matches? I mean, barely. I'm asleep when they're on, you know. Is Chess Network's not a streamer for chess.com, is he? He's for Lead Chess, I think. Boo. Also, I don't really count him as a streamer because he's like, 1,400. I'm talking about the Grandmaster streamers. Archer, my stepson? Yes. 1,300, suspicious. Illegal move doesn't count as a lose in Blitz anymore. No, illegal moves lose. Yeah, that was easy. Next. What's my highest donation ever? I guess $1,000. There was a $2,000 donation, but the guy meant to donate $20 and he made a mistake. The $1,000 donation was not a mistake. So I guess that was the best. What's Archer's rating? About 1,700. Who's the friendliest Super GM? And they're all pretty friendly. Maybe Wesley. Topolov. Cheparinov still plays, yeah. Lead Chess is non-profit. Don't boo it, filthy capitalist. Man, truth hurts. All right, we'll have to, let's ban him. That sounds good. Banning people's fun. I haven't banned anybody in a long time. Did you refund 1980? We did. Anyway, that's a Karen question, but yeah. Definitely not Levon or Hikaru. He said Super GM. Yasser is, was a Super GM, but he's not now. How much do you charge to be a coach? I only do streaming. If you want to get coached, you got to come to the Chess Center. Then it's $100 an hour plus tip. Mainly tip. What's a reasonable ELO for an adult? 2 weeks. There is no reasonable ELO. Queen B3, that will not be played. I didn't see Wesley solving puzzles, but I don't think it was yesterday. I think it was 2 days ago. But I heard about it. Okay. Man, everybody needs to be banned. Yeah, that's what I said. Chess Network's 1,400. Yeah, what you said. Does another GM stream? Many GM stream. Correct. Knight D2 is a move. I wouldn't call Anon the friendliest. He's friendly. All the Super GMs are friendly. Why wouldn't they be? Except Hikaru. Yeah. And Geary. Out of prep. Bishop E2. Bishop E2. Rar. Bishop E2. Bishop E2. All right. Yeah, Bishop E2 and Knight D2 seem like the most obvious moves. Again, this isn't super exciting, but it could get exciting later. It won't, but it could. What's the definition of Super GM? Nobody knows. Again, Sarwan is somewhat friendly, but they said Super GMs. So if you mean like 35 years ago, yeah. But yeah. Shanklin is the unfriendliest. Yeah. Always play F3. Correct. Except not correct. Super GM, I would say, is 2750 plus. Can you be rated 2,500 challenge for the world without a GM title? I don't know. No. Super GM Ben Moon. Go Ben Moon. Super GMs wear a cape. Correct. He made Perrier coffee. Hooray. They'll taste great. I guess my Perrier coffee doesn't make any sense, but I think if they had Perrier, coffee flavored Perrier, which I'm sure they could do, that would be, people would do that. That's correct. When Kramnik was 2590 FIDE, he was an FM. That's right. Yeah, I wouldn't consider Naka a super GM anymore. He's not top. He's barely top 20 in the world. Naka was a super GM, like 7 years ago. But, his time is over. What are you going to do? Truth hurts. Okay, it looks like he played 94. Let me double check. All right, he definitely played 94. Bam. Look at Fabi attacking. He's bobbing and weaving. He wasn't driving. He was just sitting in traffic weaving. Man, Flintstones joke on my stream. 1,350 viewers adieu. If they leave, will they say adieu? So now Black seems to be threatening to mess up White's pawns and win a pawn and so forth. Mainly and so forth. The computer doesn't care, just castles. I like the third best move. Castles is the best. Taking his second H4's third. H4 is recommended by Ginger GM and Aronian. So that's pretty funny. What's my favorite breakfast cereal? I'm a vegan. I don't eat anything. My favorite is nothing. Put it in H. I have to allow all these things. Terrible. 100 centidues from ESTD 79. He puts the ESTD in STD. All right. Why is B4 not working? Well, then I take, and then the truth hurts. Man, some initiative there. Yeah. Yeah, B4 is not going to be played. He's either going to take on D5 or castle. And I'm sure that we're still in both players' prep, but especially Fabi's prep, but especially Magnus's prep. Yeah, B4 is, there's good and there's not good. That's not good. Yeah. Knight G5, rawr. Playing for, unknown checkmates. Yeah, H4, which was one of the moves, that's not going to be played. Yeah, CD, castles, Knight G5. Those are all possible. I'm guessing Fabi knows them all. You don't play Knight E4 quickly without having some prep behind it. Also, Fabi has more time than he started with, so he's definitely still in his preparation. Do GMs ever prep for forced draws? Sure. Sometimes you want to take a break. Give me a break. Where's Karen? Why isn't she telling me how Archer's doing? Rawr. The best way, that's right. Subscriber, make a big donation, then say any stupid thing you want. B4 is a Marler move. Oh, he got him good. Marler, who recently moved. I miss Marler. What do I think about Rook D3? You put the right number of question marks there. That's what I think about it. Yeah. Who is Archer? My stepson. He's playing in a Scholastic tournament today, about 20 miles from here. Spencer and Lulu flew back home today. They found a place here in Roswell, about 3 miles from the chess center, and it looks like they're going to move there in a month or two. That seems very likely. So probably Spencer will get on the stream more, and he'll start his own stream, and etc. The reason he doesn't stream now from home is their internet is pathetic. So he'll get good internet where he lives here, plus he can use our facility here, so you'll be able to watch Spencer streaming also. Why hasn't Fabi developed his bishop? He didn't get around to it. He's busy. He's got all these other pieces out. And Magnus hasn't castled yet. So, again, developing your pieces in castling is what we tell beginners, because you guys don't do that. The grandmasters already know that. They know when to follow the rules, when to break the rules, and when to ask for donations. So, I have to tell them what to do. When does Archer start playing? Archer did start playing. His game started at 10. Adam is here. Give him a donation. Who? Can you hand Perrier to Ben? I have a Perrier, and Karen's not here. Otherwise, everything you said was right. The Icelandic Gambit, it's not going to happen in this match. It loses a pawn with minimal compensation. That's all right. Why would white be better? Yeah, white's bishop is outside the pawn chain. Black's bishop isn't. So, the pawn structure is slightly dissimilar. So, could get interesting. We know when to blunder. Exactly. No, Spencer's retired from chess for the most part. Okay, so this game, Magnus is playing much more staid than he was game one. Rook d1, bishop e2, c d5 are all like the most boring moves. So, like castles is more interesting, or knight d2, and bishop e2 is the least interesting. This is the least interesting. So, Magnus is going for the tiniest of advantages, as opposed to mixing it up in the opening. And probably, if Magnus plays something sharp, that's what Fabi's really prepared for. So by playing something that doesn't really give an advantage and doesn't cause black any problems, he can get Fabi out of his prep earlier and just try to beat him playing regular chess or irregular chess. Spencer teaches chess for a living. So if you want chess lessons online, Spencer. You want chess lessons at our chess center, that's me. Spencer has about 25 students online, so he's busy. He didn't come to the chess center yesterday because he had 6 lessons yesterday. The truth hurts. ED5 played. Rawr. Yeah. I got nothing. At CD5. Let's see. I got 2 sites up and neither one has ED5 yet. So I have to refresh this site. Refreshed. 100 centidues. Why? What did you do? Clara Cottontail. Let's see. What did you do? Something that didn't make any noise. Oh, there it is. Clara Cottontail gifted 5 tier 1 subs. Hooray! Here comes Clara Cottontail, hopping down the bunny trail, giving away subs. Hooray! Go subs. Now I want a sub. Wah. Can you cancel plays? I don't understand. Show the moves played so far. That's what I did. These are the moves played so far. Can black win a pawn with something? Well, he's down a pawn and his knight's hanging, so no. I have 0, so I can't give someone. No. A poor PhD student. No. That's redundant. No. 5 gifted subs is awesome. Never play F6. No, don't do that. It's funny, on Cessa's website, they have less moves. They went back a move. I don't know why they would do that. Terrible. Never play F6 is correct. Nobody should ever offer a draw. Boo. No draws. The game was drawn too early yesterday. I'm against it. Somehow, yay, Adam Wallace giving the sub to the PhD student. Are you disappointed with yesterday's result? No. I'll be disappointed if there's a 20-move draw that has 17 moves of theory. That'll disappoint me. But yesterday's game was super exciting. And more importantly, it gave me lots of donations. So that's all that matters in life, is bits and donations and etc. Let's see, we have 6 donations today, and it says 17 subs. Yay, I like subs. Subs taste good. So I'm very confused about the CES site because they had c takes d5 and they took it back. And Chess24 has c takes d5, didn't take it back. So then you guys are like, he played e takes d5. So I don't know. Everybody's lying to me. No. Terrible. Is there a way to donate without spending any money? You could do it the VC Flight way, which involves finding your mom's wallet and credit card. CD5 was just Anna Rudolph showing options. No. All right, so we'll go back in case that wasn't played. Just in case. I think I can go back here and then come back. Well, Chess24 is dedicated to the lie. So there you go. Correct. Am I checking officialworldchess.com? What? What does that even mean? Chess.com gets the moves like I do. That's not official. I woke up. Quick summary of the opening. All right. White played d4, and after lots of turns and twists, this happened. That was very quick. Gotta give me that. Magnus surprising with d4. I thought he'd play e4. I thought Fabi would play d5. Then I thought Fabi would play the Queen's Gambit accepted, but he didn't. And then none of this surprised me. This is normal theory. And then this position, White can castle queenside or play knight to d2. Played rook d1, and now he can play knight d2. But he played bishop e2, and here it's not clear if he moved. One site says he took. Okay, and they took that back. Okay, so if everybody's correct, then Magnus has been thinking like 15 minutes here. So I don't know. That seems a bit early to think a long time. It's over 100% that we're in Fabi's preparation. I would have guessed pretty hard that we were in Magnus's preparation, but if he's thinking 15 minutes on this move, I changed my mind. I think Magnus doesn't know this position. If he did, I can't imagine he's thinking 15, 20 minutes on a move. That's a big waste of time. So I think we're out of Magnus's prep. And I think Fabi's prep just started. So very strange. A lot of moves were played. Rawr. That makes more sense. Yeah. Okay, so Magnus castled, and they traded. And now White has a bad pawn structure, but Black has no pieces near his king. There's no rooks, knights, and bishops. So White wants to play knight g5 and, attack the king. So Fabi played h6. And again, Fabi's still in his prep. That stops knight g5 and bishop g5. And all these pawns are weak. And as somebody pointed out, this bishop's not very good. So in general, at the lower levels, people are way too concerned with pawn structure and not with piece activity. And when they see the bad pawn structure, they're like, oh no. But obviously, if I could pick these 3 pieces or these 3 pieces, I'm picking White's just because the bishop is so bad and they're all closer to the Black king than these are to the White king. And as I've said many times, especially on my lecture on Magnus a few days ago, which I'm sure you've seen on the Chess Center channel, Magnus's king is always pretty safe. Even in game 1, his king was safer than his opponent's. And a lot of times, it's not clear who's better one way or the other, but it is clear that Magnus's king is safer, and this game is no exception. Even though Magnus castled much later than his opponent, his king is safer. So there you go. H6, and the computer thinks it's about equal, obviously. Chess 24 has no idea what's going on. They're just totally lost. They keep fixing everything, and they did. And again, Fabi has so much time on his clock. He definitely has this in his preparation, whereas Magnus has used over half an hour. So I think he's out of his preparation, which is a little surprising to me. So there you go. Kasparov had a lot of negative things to say yesterday about Carlsen's technique, but, you know, Kasparov likes to get in there with those jabs, although it's, I mean, he's playing so bad lately in his comeback. It's, you know, he's too easy a target, so there's no refutation of what he says. Kasparov used to be good. Why didn't he take the pawn on a3? Well, for example, queen takes a3 looks a little iffy. Yeah. I don't see where the queen goes. So that's not good. This also looks terrible. Your bishop's pinned, and I have knight g5 threatening h7. I don't want that. So, yeah, taking on a3 doesn't look too good. h6 looks good because we stop white from doing all of his attacking moves. So I like that move. All right, chess 24 fixed their nonsense. Again, the surprising thing about this game is that Fabiano is obviously still in his preparation, and Magnus obviously is not. That's going to happen, but it happened pretty early this game. No, never play f6. No. Again, I don't want to overestimate the value of opening prep and knowing the opening. There's 4.5 hours left in this game, so that's going to be more important. And also, irrespective of whether he knows the position or not, white's not worse. So position's about equal. At some point, Fabiano will take a big think because he's out of his prep, and then we're just going to play chess. And it's going to be great. And just like yesterday, position's not boring. It's asymmetrical. Pawn structure. Magnus has doubled c-pawns. Again. That's the kind of analysis you don't get from Grishuk. He doesn't say, again. Unless he says it in Russian. Нет, товарищ, что такое? Maybe he does do that. I don't know. Now, I wouldn't mind seeing Grishuk analyze, but I'd much rather see him play blitz chess and just sit there like this. Yeah, somehow when Grishuk plays blitz, his body's perfectly still and he's really sitting up in his chair. That's awesome. There's Grishuk for you. 100 cent to do. I love my streams and my dreams. I'll get you where your parents can't protect you in your dreams. Exactly. My computer froze. No, it was Grishuk. I saw something funny on Twitter last night. Grishuk was doing banter blitz on chess 24 after the commentary, and he was white. It was about move 20, and his opponent's king had somehow walked to b1, and all the pieces were on the board, so he was checkmated. And I was like, damn, man, Grishuk's tough. Grishuk's really good at blitz chess. Okay, this says he played a4. This says he played nothing. All right, I'll play a4. I don't know. I got to trust somebody, right? One site says he played a4. a4 seems reasonable to me. That way you guys... See, Magnus didn't want to play a4. But I contacted Magnus and I said, look, the people on the stream keep asking me, why doesn't Fabi take out a3? And I didn't want to hear that anymore. So Magnus just played a4 so you guys wouldn't ask anymore. That was the reason. Do you think it's going to be a draw? Yes. Yes, I do. Am I the biggest chess player in Alabama? I'm not in Alabama. So no. If I was in Alabama, probably. If it was White's turn, what would I play? Well, I'd like to get rid of my double pawns. Problem is, if I trade on d5, I'm letting the bishop get out. So, I don't know, h3, knight e5, knight d4, rook b1. Those are all ideas. Those are all legal moves. Yeah. I'm the biggest chess player in Alabama. Rawr. Will Magnus run low on time or blunder? No. Magnus will almost never run low on time and blunder. Well, yesterday, he did run low on time and blunder. Yeah, so there you go. Yeah, this is the game Gashimov-Grishuk. I also thought of that game. That's one of my favorite games. It's a Sicilian where Grishuk's king, walks over here, and the computer says all his moves are right. That was a great game. I've lectured on that game before, at least once. Gashimov-Grishuk, rest in peace, Vugar Gashimov. Why isn't Shanklin playing in the World Championship? I don't know. He's too busy having discussions with Tall Baron. I don't know. I'm the biggest chess player in my chair. Who won yesterday's game? Nobody. It was a draw. Grishuk, blitz impression. You got to spell Grishuk correctly first. Shanklin beat Fabi at the U.S. Championships. I mean, they drew, but Shanklin got more points, if that's what you mean. Who is Tall Baron? Correct. Is a4 a weakness? Yes. Yes, it is. Who's Caruana? Correct. Good discussion there. So a4 is not in Fabi's prep. It's the first move Magnus played that Fabiano didn't look at. So now there's going to be a long think. It's nap time. Who are my favorite sports teams? Carlsen and Fabiano. I don't know, the Tottenham Hotspurs, I guess. And then the Lions, Detroit Lions. Yay. Who's better at endgames? I don't know, me? It's Spencer. Wait, where's Spencer? Somebody said hi to Spencer. I didn't see him say anything. It must be my fault. Spencer is home now. So he could have said something. There he is. Hello, it's Spencer. Spencer Perrier. Hooray. Game still boring? Yeah. Yeah, this is equal. Black's advantage is White's pawn structure, and White's advantage is Black's bishop. And neither advantage is super important. Maybe a little bit. Spencer is the real Spencer and the real Slim Shady. Do the Tottenham Hotspurs play football or soccer? Correct. Could you explain reasoning behind a4? Well, the pawn was under attack a couple of times, so Black was going to take it eventually. Now Black's not going to take it. And we control b5, so later in the game, he might play rook b5 or bishop to b5. The pawn's better on a4 than a3. a3 is just constantly under pressure, and White has to pay attention to it. Now White can forget about everything. Yay, a donation that I missed. Hooray. I miss you. You miss me. I used to live near the Mississippi. $3. Please, Sir Grandmaster Feingold insults my friend Mateo. Mateo, you suck. Okay. So, yeah, look, we're having a serious stream here. So, yeah. Okay, knight e7 was played. Okay, I see 3 or 4 reasons for that. When he plays bishop d7, he has a threat. The knight's defending the d5 pawn, so now he has an option after takes. He could take with the knight or the pawn, or the rook. And if these pawns get traded, he also has bishop f5, now that the knight is here. And he can harass the bishop, which doesn't seem important to me. The negative of this move, of course, is he's giving up e5. So White can play knight e5, knight d4, and there's no knight there. the positive is, this is annoying. So this is good. So 97 looks all right. Looks legal. Not the most exciting position ever. And one of the ideas I had for white, which was rook to b5, now bishop d7 stops rook b5, so I don't have to play a6 if I don't want to. I don't see why I don't want to, but if I don't want to, I don't want to. So 97's all right. Yeah, Magnus should have played for the 4-move checkmate. That wouldn't have been in Fabiano's preparation. That was in Fabiano's preparation when he was 7 or 8, so he forgot it. Retreat like a Frenchman. Correct. 97 has been played 103, 138. I don't think 97's in his prep, but it could be. I just don't think it is. Probably 97 is a move in some positions where white doesn't play a4, and Fabi thought it was just as good here. Okay, Harana subscribed. Oghex subscribed. Hooray! The more you donate, the more you subscribe. Which is better, a 7-hour game or 1 hour, 30-second chess tournament? A 7-hour game because I get more donations. Yeah. How many moves did I beat Caruana? 35. Fabi was, I think, 11 or 12. I think 11 years old, and he was like 2,200. Yeah. So there you go. Did he move? Nope, nobody moved. So Ron moved 14. Fabi has half an hour more than Magnus. I think Fabi did deeper preparation at this Queen's Gambit line. It doesn't matter that much because it's not like either side has an advantage. It's just an interesting position that's not necessarily drawish because of the pawn structure. You could see either side winning. Although I think the most likely result by far is a draw. Probably about 65% that this will be a draw, would be my guess. 2 out of 3. Matt Larson is not playing. No, that's right. How do we see G4 then without Matt Larson? How's he supposed to play Bishop F1? How did he stop himself from playing Bishop F8? How come he's not playing King B1? I'm so mad. Rawr. And the worst thing is, if Fabi plays F6 this game, it'll definitely be the losing move. Horrible. People have given away subs on this stream in the last 20 minutes. I think there's been about 15 gift subs by 3 different people. If you can call them people. I apologize to Adam if I called him a person. $10. It's the Whizzle. Great players of the past, Nezhmedinov. When's it going on YouTube? Only Karen knows. Sharon is Karen. So if you bug Karen enough, she'll put it up quickly. Clara says, I am not a human. Rawr. Maybe he or she is related to Peter Cottontail. I'm back. Too many adverts on chess.com. All right. 1,500 viewers. Adieu. Hooray. What do I think of Danny Wrench commentary? My mom said if you can't say something nice, don't say nothing at all. Yesterday, a couple of people suggested to take away the donation sounds. And I think some other sounds, subscribers. And Karen said, I agree, take those sounds away. The reason is, stream is so long and there's so many that it's sort of annoying during a world championship to hear all the craziness. So the world championship's over, I'll put the sounds back. Yay, Archer won the first round. Normally in these kind of tournaments, Archer plays Rufus, then Archer plays Doofus, then Archer plays the triplet, and then Archer plays Doric Amir. Then the truth hurts. So if Archer can beat like one good player, he should win the tournament. And by good player, I mean really good. So usually when Archer's playing in these scholastics in Georgia, there's like him and one other really strong player, sometimes 2 more, and then, the gawking rabble. Kids that are like, what's a knight? What's a chess tournament? Who am I? What's chess? Those are his usual opponents. But in the last couple of rounds, people are pretty strong. So Archer will definitely make master. The question is, will he do more? I also love the donations. They hurt my ears, though. Who's my highest rated student? I guess Matt Larson. Yeah. He's about higher rated than me, I think. Still theory. Go, Ben. Archer's not here. He's playing in a tournament, so I can't bring him to do analysis. $5, not the wheel. What do you call julienne deep fried potatoes in 4 words or less? Julienne cut fried potatoes. There we go. Also, the answer is fries. Who would win wrestling, Archer or Lulu? I guess Lulu. Storm 2709 just subscribed. 2709 is pretty high. Okay, so this game is a lot different than the last game. It's more solid for both sides, and Fabiano has the big time advantage. He's about 40 minutes on the clock. That's pretty big. I probably would have guessed there would be 0 games where Fabi was 40 minutes on the clock. From a chess perspective, White wants to either play rook b5 or knight to b3 or knight getting into d6 somehow. Maybe knight e5, bishop h5, put some pressure here. Of course, Black plays bishop d7, the bishop could go to e8 and defend. Then if Black just played bishop d7, rook c8, bishop e8, Black's could be better. One of the things this reminds me of from the first game is that right now, White is more active because these pieces obviously haven't moved yet. But if nothing happens the next 5 or 6 moves, White's gonna have these stupid pawns. So that's actually like the game yesterday when it seemed like Fabi had more activity, but then as the game continued, Magnus had 2 bishops. Okay, and Magnus did play knight e5. Not the computer's favorite move. No! Oh no! Seth says f6 is the best move. No! It says play, where's my mouse go? It says play f6 and e5. No, don't do that. Never play f6. And it actually says Black is a tiny bit better. So it just wants to play, just the really obvious way for Black. Just f6, e5, bishop e6. And, White has these pawns. So it says Black is a tiny bit better. No, I thought after h6, f6 would never happen. Never play f6, etc. So there we go. f6 might happen pretty soon. What's funny is both players know that I say never play f6. So, especially Fabi. I mean, f6, e5, bishop e6 makes perfect sense. Problem with f6 in general, and the reason I have this rule, it really weakens the white squares. And it is sort of worrisome. I mean, Black doesn't have any pieces near his king. So, yeah. Where's Spencer? Rawr. Why isn't Spencer sleeping? I'd be sleeping like a grandmaster if I was him. Yeah. Maybe he's sleeping like a master. Fabi is like, I'm 28. Ben used to be 2,500. I don't care what he says. Man, Fabi's thinking that 24/7. Yeah. Changing his name to Never. I've never played f6. Never. Which side would I like to play here? Well, I'd play either side. I usually have White in a Queen's Gambit, so I have to have White. Good questions from the audience. All right. No, stop spilling. Why are you spilling? I don't know how to pour coffee. Come on. I'm so mad. That's a dumbed down version of why it's so bad. Go Karen. Explain it to the crowd. Donate to Karen. What's my rating? I think they got rid of my rating. Eric Hansen plays the winner. Ooh, that's not good for Hansen. Man. Do I think Fabiano's seriously considering F6? Yeah. It's a donation. Show me what you got. $9.99. Linder 18. Usually he gives some weird amount with 10. Finally, $9.99. 99. Eric Hansen and Elite Chess Bullet Tournament. Yeah, actually, an Elite Chess Bullet Tournament, probably Hansen is the favorite against Caruana, not against Magnus. Yeah. Yay, ridiculous amount of breakfast blend. Thank you, some guy on the internet. You know what you're doing. I almost sneezed, but I realized Bishop D6 is nothing to sneeze at. It's clear in the press conference, both players will talk about how F6 was not played due to my rule. I'm sure they'll mention that. Not only would I beat Trump in Blitz, I would beat him bigly. Also, that's a stupid question. Bishop D6 was played pretty quickly by Fabi. A little too quickly, if you ask me. Where'd my mouse go? There you are. Wait, where'd you go? Man. CD5, knight D5, knight F7. Wow. Sure thing, Sess. You know what you're talking about. All right, we have 1,600 viewer adieus. Chessbra 4,000. Chess.com 31,000 plus tax with no tax and some tax. Penguin beats Fabi and Bullet every time. Correct. What's my favorite movie quote? Yeah, I don't know. I have a lot of good movie quotes. What now? I'll tell you what now. And then I can't say the rest of it. That's a good movie quote. Favorite Simpsons episode? I don't know. There's a lot of them. Let's talk about chess. Let's talk about Fabi's favorite Simpsons episode. Let's talk about Nathan for you. That's all that matters. We've had about 3 recaps, Karen. People tune in every 5 minutes, and they're like, let me have a recap. So I've recapped the game 3 times already. Yeah. That's right. Individuals is correct. Yeah. To go to work on the homes here with the pliers and a blowtorch. You hear me talking? I ain't through with you. I'm going to get medieval. And there's a lot of words that I left out. That's a good quote. Black gets better. Get better. Rawr. So Seth says it's equal, but it says craziness ensues. One of the main lines of the supercomputer is this. Confusing the audience. I assume the idea is if you take, I'll take, and then the knight's pinned. So I'll play, e4 and get my piece back. I guess that's the idea. Something like this. There we have a pin. So that's a computer line. Computer lines usually don't happen. I'm actually very surprised Fabiano played Bishop D6 so quickly. I almost want to say it's prep. Almost. Let's see. Maybe. I don't know. If it's not prep, I think that was played too quickly. Yeah. So, yesterday, way better your performance, Ben. Can somebody translate into English? What? Fischer would lose every game in Bullet on move 1 because he died. Man. The last 3,000 years of human history, well, there was the Battle of Hastings, and then Norman Fell died, and then some idiot became the president. The end. I guess the most important thing to learn from the last 3,000 years is that Norman Fell died. That was just terrible. Recap World War I. Let's see. I mean, you might not regret it now, but you will soon and someday for the rest of your life if you don't get on that plane. There you go. That recaps World War I. The end. Should I take my dog for a walk? Yes. Yes, you should. Go, dog for a walk. Recap my chest clears at 800 ELO. Illegal move, hangmade, illegal move, hangmade, illegal move. There we go. He should sack all his pieces, but he didn't. What's my favorite soup? Lentil soup. Do I personally know any super GMs? I wish I did. I'll meet one someday. Why not C takes D5? He might play C takes D5. The ending to Capablanca? I mean, it was Casablanca, but yeah, obviously. And frankly. And as you all know, Humphrey Bogart wasn't that tall, so when he's talking to Ingrid Bergman, he's standing on a box so that he's taller than her. They don't show the box, but it's a trick. Favorite Seinfeld quote? Could I see you again? When the woman ties him up and steals his clothes. When could I see you again? I somehow broke my toe. Is that why you don't run? Correct. Did you call a tow truck? What's Magnus thinking about? Well, they're playing chess, so he's thinking about chess variations. But thanks for asking. Good question. Tricks are for kids. Yeah, Istanbul's good. Yeah. Costanza playing chess. Correct. I think we should see other people. My political comments are in bad taste. Some people are Republicans. I mean, people aren't Republicans. That's not a person. Yeah. That's just an evil being. No real person is a Republican. That's ridiculous. Nobody actually likes Trump. That's not a person. That's like the devil. Like, I mean, I'm the devil, but your grandpa is the devil. So, I don't think Magnus is thinking Arby's. Magnus is the hottest chess player alive. It's true. Why are you spilling? I need an adult. Where are you spilling from? What's going on? 1,650 viewer dues. All Republicans are lizard men. Well, I mean, you're getting closer. Yeah. Were you ever right wing? I'm right-handed. These pretzels are making me thirsty. Better get some Perrier. No, one time I said on my stream that Trump was the devil. I got a really mean text message from the devil. He's like, don't do that anymore. And I was like, sorry, dude. I'm the hottest chess player alive. I'm alive? Futurama quote? Probably. Let's see. Blah, blah, blah. All the world champions talk about politics instead of chess. Magnus is thinking what I'm having for dinner. Very good, Alex. You quoted Vishy Anand. Nice. That was a good one. Yeah. You got him good. 1,600 viewers a do. What's my favorite nut? I don't know. Pat Buchanan? Is that a good answer? Let's see. The opposite of vegan is cannibal. It is? Can I eat cannibals? Ever been to Egypt? I don't think so. I mean, it could be that I forgot and I'm in denial. The end. Does Vishy wear a wig? I hope so. Does Vishy snore? Nope, he does not. Let's see. So Magnus isn't going to move this game? He's slower than Fabi? It's pretty slow. I never thought Fabi would have a 45-minute time advantage at any point in the match. But I was wrong. Who would have thunk it? Do I think Carlsen will get into time trouble? Yeah, I do. Go Fabi, etc. Have you been? I've been. Yeah. Magnus is asleep. No, wake him up. Go chess. Go cheer. You need a recap? Okay. How about a nightcap? Okay, so I thought e4, and I'm always wrong, so d4. I thought Fabi would play d5 in the QGA, but I was wrong. And I thought Fabi would play the QGA here, but I was wrong. And this is just all normal bishop f4 QGD stuff. And here, white can castle queenside or play knight to d2. And Magnus played the most boring move, I think. Bishop e2. And a4 is a little slow. And here we go. So bishop d6 was played. The computer said f6 was also reasonable for black, just playing like this. Also looks good. And Fabi played bishop d6. It's 50-50. Fabi's still in his preparation. Magnus is not in his preparation. Magnus has been out of preparation for 3 or 4 moves. But that's okay. It's an equal position. And somebody will outplay somebody or they won't. The big news this game is Fabiano has almost all of his time left and Magnus has used half of his time. I could see that happening the other way, but not this way. So Fabiano's got to be pretty happy. He prepared more deeply this variation. He equalized. He has a lot more time. So he's probably pretty happy. Fool your opponent. I'm not smart enough to fool my opponent. That's the recap of the game. It was Queen's Gambit decline, Bishop f4 variation, and Magnus had 2 or 3 choices to make the game more interesting. He played sort of the boring way, but it's still interesting. So it's interesting anyway. On the Real Sports with Brian Gumbel, the episode a couple weeks ago where they talked to Fabi and Rex Singfield and Maurice Ashley, I had a cameo for about 2 seconds where I'm playing blitz chess with Delugi outside the chess club. And Fabi said he had 1 million moves memorized. So very suspicious. And he said he studies chess 10 hours a day. That's about as often as I study chess. Exactly. Fischer 72 versus Carlsen 2018. Who'd win? I guess Fabi would win. Yay, it's Karen. Go Karen. Hey Karen, does Archer start at 12? When's Archer's next game? It's got to be 11:30 or 12. Go Fabi. Tom F51 just subscribed with a tier 2 sub. Ooh. Now tier 2 sub, does that mean he can do the knife F5? Man. Maybe Fabi's going for knife F5. He's got a tier 2 sub. $1,650 viewers ado. Much ado about stuffing. Yeah, I'm sure there's snacks and drinks at a table somewhere off the, playing hall where the players go. Go Karen. Yeah, Archer's playing in a tournament that's game 25, delay 5. So I think there's 5 rounds today. Very surprising that Magnus is playing so slowly this game. Still might be tired from yesterday. Yesterday was tiring. And also probably mildly upset about missing all those wins. Mildly. Are donuts vegan? If it's a vegan donut, then yes. If they don't specifically make it vegan, no. I've had vegan donuts. There's a breakfast place in Ann Arbor that has lots of vegan and vegetarian options. They usually have a vegan donut, but just if you get regular donuts, no. Nothing's vegan unless they're thinking about making it vegan. Otherwise, they put all kinds of stuff in there. Yeah. I can't allow you to say that, But the answer is a Futurama quote. So, are people who are vegans vegan? Correct. Well said. He still hasn't moved. Man, Magnus is thinking a long time. I like that. It's good in a world championship the players are thinking. They're doing some serious thinking. So once again, one of the ideas for white is to eventually sack on f7 and do some punishing on the d file because black's not developed and black doesn't have any pieces near his king. And black's idea is to punish white for having such a silly pawn structure. So white has better development, white has a safer king, and black has a better pawn structure. So the computer, of course, has all zeros, as per usual. Every position's all zeros. Yeah. You have a vegan bacon substitute, but then you spelled Caesar wrong in Caesar salad. Archer's slow rating is about 1670, and his blitz rating is about 1700. Something like that. Can I be a GM by 24? You can never be a GM. If you're not a GM, you will never be a GM. How many plays ahead do they think? Depends. Some variations 1 move, some variations 10 moves, some more. Magnus versus Kummer, who would win? Probably Kummer. Will I ever play the violin again? No. I used to play the violin. Man, you guys are really giving Adam a lot of work. I'm trying to get Adam to donate by begging, and he's like, just a second. Ban, ban, ban. Takes a drink, ban. Can you guys like chill out for a minute so he can be like, should I donate? I donated yesterday. Probably not. On the other hand, I won't donate tomorrow because there's no game. Let Adam think about these things instead of ban, ban, ban. Come on, man. Recap the Dungan Revolt. What? Is that like the Boer Wars? Who win in a fight, Magnus and Kummer? Not Kummer. Yay, Caesar salad spelled correctly. Very good. No, this chat's normal. No, I mean, like Chessbay was telling me like 20 moderators in the chess.com chat isn't enough. Like they're busy. So when she found out I had like 2, she was like, what? How do you have only 2? So all the chats are suspicious. This is just average. If you go to the chess.com chat, there's so many more people chatting. They had 40,000 people in the chat. Their chat's worse. They just, they have more moderators. So they moved. Yep. And obviously playing the computer lines takes. Knight f7 is a distinct possibility. It could happen. Bishop f3 is a move. Bishop g3, bishop h5. And he did play bishop f3. So Magnus wasn't in the mood to play or calculate this. Or he did calculate that and thought it was a draw. Doesn't want to draw. That actually makes a lot of sense to me. Probably Magnus looked at this and calculated the variations and thought, that's equal. I don't want equal. So he played bishop f3. He's playing for an advantage because it's move 17 and black hasn't moved his pieces yet. Also, I'm very suspicious that Fabi's in prep. Fabi played bishop d6 and knight takes d5 really quickly. I mean, he's got almost all his time left. I wouldn't be surprised if Fabi knows this position. Magnus doesn't know it. It would be funny if Fabi actually knows knight f7. Man, that's some good prep. Anyway, bishop f3 was played, and basically he could play anything. He could take this, he could take this, he could play queen c7. Everything's about equal. Now, obviously, the typical low-rated players like pawn structure, I know double pawns when I see them. So they want to take this. But then, like, this is, like, almost pinned. Knight c4 is almost a threat. This bishop is much better than this bishop. My pawn on f4 is defending my knight. So there's nothing wrong with it for black, but it's not all it's cracked up to be. White's position's perfectly fine. And you're getting rid of this beautiful knight. That's a nice knight. So anyway, this is equal. The computer very slightly prefers black, but not really. Obviously, white has the two isolated pawns, but black has this, issue here. Since he didn't play knight f7, black's king isn't really under any pressure. Of course, that could happen any time, but I'm pretty sure Fabi's out of prep now because he's been thinking for a serious amount of time now. Double pawns aren't a big deal, but having bad pieces is. Komodo says some nonsense. Is Carlsen smarter than Komodo? Carlsen's much smarter than Komodo. So, yeah. You know who is smarter than Komodo? Sess. And Sess says knight takes f7 is equal. Yeah. Yeah, Komodo, I don't know. What year is this? Is this the year 2000? Komodo? That's like saying Fritz says something. Oh, my God. All right. Go Komodo, etc. I'm not making fun of Komodo, although I am. Yeah. Chuck Norris would easily be the best GM. Easily. Finally. Yeah, well, the game is definitely starting for Fabi. It either started this move or it started a couple moves ago. I'm not sure. But now he's taking the first serious think in the game. And it seems like any move that's reasonable is reasonable. It's not like Fabi better play this or he's in trouble. The kingside pawn structure is symmetrical. Obviously, white's disadvantages are these pawns, and black's disadvantages are these pieces. So the computer says equal. So there you go. Yeah, exactly. Komodo's Nakamura's choice. Exactly. That does say something about it. It's funny. I listened to Shankland after the fact yesterday, like some clip. It reminded me, St. Louis about 4 years ago, Shankland was analyzing one of his U.S. championship games. And then he laughed. Matt Larson was in the audience. Matt Larson said, everything Shankland said was wrong. Every sentence for like 30 minutes. That was hilarious. Shankland is often wrong. Yeah. Yesterday, he was saying a lot of wrong stuff too. So that was funny. See, the thing is, a lot of grandmasters are like, I don't know, Stockfish says this. Shankland goes rawr and says a lot of stuff. So it's all wrong. Yeah. Kasparov used to do that a lot 30 years ago. He would just say a lot of stuff. Then if you analyze it, it wasn't right. But he was very confident. That's important. Usually when Kasparov was wrong, he was just saying hundreds of variations and a couple were wrong. Because he wasn't using an engine. He was using his own engine. Shankland gives a lot of strategical evaluations that are just nonsensical. So, yeah. Not very impressed with Shankland's play, but I am impressed with his results. Those are some good results he has. Go Shankland. Can't argue with that. I mean, I can argue with it, but I won't. Susan Polgar is always funny on Twitter, although I think at least 90% of online Susan Polgar is her husband, Paul Trung, writing it. I don't think Susan goes online very much. So usually if it's on a Susan Polgar account, it's her husband writing it. Yeah. That's right. The more, like, for example, white's winning because look at all these arrows, right? Okay, and with so many arrows, black has no hope. So white wins. Rawr. Exactly. Why does the best player doesn't participate in this match? I mean Mamedyarov. Well, first of all, we needed an English primer for this guy. The tournament is the world champion, which is Magnus, against the challenger, which was determined by tournaments. And Fabi won the last tournament, which was a 8-player double round robin. I think Mamedyarov played in it, and Fabi won. And Fabiano is better than Mamedyarov. These are the two best players in the world. Mamedyarov and Ding Liren are also pretty good. it's arguable that Ding Liren is better than both of these guys now. Maybe. Over the last 19 months, Ding Liren has played 100 rated games and has something like 30 wins and 70 draws and no losses. And he's rated about 28, 25. So Ding Liren's pretty good. So right now we have 4 players that seem better than everybody else. These two, Mamedyarov and Ding Liren. Those guys are pretty good. They're all between 28-20 and 28-40. Pretty good. Having 4 2,800 players, I don't think that's happened before. So, Mamedyarov a good player. And, of course, what I would like to see personally is Fabi win this match and then Mamedyarov challenges him in the next cycle. That way I can say I beat both players. It's really hard to find 2 players who are the top 20 in the world where I can say I beat them both. Gelfand's no longer in the top 20, so I guess Caruana and Mamedyarov are my only hope. Although I beat Mamedyarov in a 15-minute online game, but I beat Caruana when he was a little kid. I don't get to play these guys in tournaments now. I get to play them online, and I played them when they were 10. So that's all I can do. I can't play them now because it's too embarrassing. So Bishop F3 was played. Fabi's thinking, forever, ever. Forever, ever? Forever, ever. Exactly. Oh, man, Adam Wallace putting the hammer down. Don't say dumb things. Say smart things. Why is the stream lagging? Because you need a new computer internet connection? Because the stream is not lagging. The stream is great. It's the fastest stream in the West, and we're in the East. Exactly. Is it dark in here, there? No, it's very light. It's the lightest. Go, Ben. I could move that light a little bit and make it lighter. I don't know. Might make it darker. I don't know. Anyway, it's great here. Roar. I am playing like a 3-year-old Kasparov. Yeah, not that good. Can Ginger GM be the next champion? The answer is fries. The answer is more coffee. Can I explain knight f7? I can. So knight takes f7, attacking all of black's pieces and taking a pawn. And then after we trade, you'll notice this knight is pinned. So I could play c4 or e4. I played e4 because after c4, I thought knight b4 was good. Then I get my piece back, and then the king is here. I don't know. So queen takes c3 is complicated. Bishop d7 is complicated. I don't know. I'm an old man. Leave me alone. So that was possible. The engine says this is equal. Another engine that somebody else is using says white's better. My engine that I'm using is better than his engine, so I don't know. Knight takes f7 was possible. And it's also possible that Fabiano had this in his preparation, since he played bishop d6 and knight takes d5 pretty quickly. So that was surprising to me. And Magnus just played the sort of safe bishop f3, and his pieces look pretty good. See all the arrows I'm drawing? Looks good. Yeah. So there you go. Now, let's go back. What happens on knight c4? I'm an old man. I'm confused. I guess queen takes c3. I guess. Threatening the queen. And then threatening the bishop. So I guess that's the answer. I guess I answered my own question. All right. Otherwise, knight c4 looks good. Okay, so bishop f3. And now, if I play knight c4, you can't take on e2. So now knight c4 is serious. Now it's an actual threat. So again, we could take this. We could take this. We can always retreat. And he took on f4. Magnus will take back, and he did. And the engine really wants to take that knight. Really wants to take it. So the knight here is really good on e5. That's a nice knight. And there's no more f6. f6 is way too weakening. f6 isn't going to happen. So if you don't play f6 and you don't take the knight, why didn't you take the knight? So the computer wants to take the knight, and then everybody trades everything and they agree to a draw. So the main computer line is this. And it says it's equal. White has 2 isolated pawns, but that's a pretty nice bishop. That's a pretty nice rook, and that's not a nice rook. So white has advantages, black has advantages. Computer says it's a draw. That's the main line. That's not very interesting. That's a pretty boring position. Both players will be happy. And that's what happened. So he did take on e5. This game is not as exciting as the last game. Doesn't mean it's going to be a draw. Either side can still win, but it's not as vibrant as the last game. This game is vacuuming the board over here. All the pieces are disappearing. So Magnus has to decide which piece to take, but this is looking more like a draw because the isolated pawns are compensated by the open file and the nice bishop and the bad rook and the fact that we're trading all the pieces off the board. So Fabi will be pretty happy with this game unless he loses because he played faster in the opening, had deeper prep, and drew without difficulty. If Magnus somehow gets an advantage because Fabi makes an accuracy and he squeezes and squeezes and squeezes, he'll be happy with the game also, even if it ends in a draw. And obviously, the players are exhausted. I don't know if you've played a 7-hour game, but it's hard to play the next day. So if the game is relatively short today compared to yesterday, and tomorrow's a rest day, we're going to see a big battle in game 3. Which moves would I not have made this game? A lot of them, because I'm no good. I would have made lots of bad moves and lost. That's what I do. Let's see. Did Magnus move? No. The engine really wants to take this rook. It thinks that if you don't take it, that black has the advantage here because this pawn's weak, this pawn's weak. And if somehow you take this pawn and I win the A pawn, I'll have a passed A pawn and you still have some weak pawns here. So because the queen is so nice on A5, putting pressure on all of white's pawns, not sure how it did that. Okay. It really wants to force the queen back to D8. So the computer really wants to take this, and then take this. And then Fabi's set up for the next game. So that's good. And this, it says, is equal, whereas the previous position I showed you, where he doesn't take on D8, the computer really likes black. It says it has a big advantage. Makes sense. It's a nice square for the queen. So it would be a serious mistake, I think, if Magnus doesn't take the rook on D8. And he's still thinking, so there you go. The engine that's on the internet, the super duper computer, it has 50 ply, and I can't count how many nodes it is, but it's 6,553,000,000. I don't know what nodes means, so when Raj gets here, he'll tell you. 37 million nodes per second. I don't know. Maybe it says a nosebleed. Maybe it's on a mountain. I don't know. Yeah. What is better? To know some openings detail, know basic ideas in many openings. I don't know. Probably not hanging all your pieces is good and knowing when you're in check. That's the beginning. Opening play is not important for low-rated players. Low-rated players make illegal moves a lot and hang all their pieces. So being good at that is good. Yeah. Magnus is doing some serious thinking. The internets say Magnus has 36 minutes and Fabi has an hour 24. So Fabi's pretty happy now. This isn't the most exciting game ever, but it doesn't mean it's going to be a draw. It's just not as exciting as yesterday. Not every game can be super exciting. But normally, Magnus plays forever, even when the engine says it's equal or he's up 0.01. So this game could go 6 hours also, or it could end in 20 minutes. With Magnus playing, usually goes 6 hours. I don't believe that. I think this game, we're on move 18. I think this game's going to end at move 40 once they reach the time control and they'll agree to a draw. That's my guess. Do I expect chess to become more lucrative for some 10 years? Yeah. Exactly. I disagree a little. Okay. When a player stops hanging his pieces, what rating should he have? 2,000, I guess. Does this remind you of Carlsen-Caruana? A little bit, not much. Pomme frite, correct. Will Nigel Short make a difference? No. Ben wins at being less crazy at chess. 50-50. Oh, wins at being less crazy at chess. 50-50. Correct. If Fabi wins, will chess see an explosion in popularity in the U.S.? Sure. No, it'll be pretty good. Yeah. 2018 Feingold 72 Fisher, I'd get 0. Man, it's harsh. Naked chess, you got to ask Jen Shahadi those questions. I don't know. It seems clear to me, once the computer explains it, that rook takes d8 is better than fe5. So, since Magnus is so strong, it's hard to believe he's thinking so long here, because it's a huge difference having the queen attacking all these pawns and putting pressure on the position, having the queen here is stupid. So, I mean, it's clear to play rook takes d8. And I'm sure he will, but he's having like a 5-10 minute think about it, which is like what I would do, but I'm not good. So I'm surprised with somebody who has a small amount of time like Magnus does, based on the previous play, that he's using so much time here on a decision that I think for him isn't that difficult. For him. For me, okay, that's different. 1,700 viewers a do. Can you say something really controversial like Nigel and get called a sexist on TV? Sure. I could. And he's still thinking. Though, you never really know if they're thinking, because sometimes the internet sites that show the moves, they're not showing the moves right away, or they show illegal moves, or they're wrong, or they're tired, or their site went down. So it could be he moved 5 minutes ago and nobody knows. Nobody knows. But it's more likely he's just thinking here. Could be in the bathroom too, I don't know. Where's the Perrier? Here's the one I'm drinking. And here's the one I'm going to drink soon. So my pot of coffee is, I've had about 80% of it so far. What do you need to cross 2,700? Beat people lower rated than that? Play better? How do people prepare for tournaments? They all do whatever they do. It's all different. Some people go to the gym. Who has the best position? Nobody. It's equal. Yay, it's the games. So the Chess Bros have 4,000. Chess.com has 38,000. And I have 1,700, 1,800. Yay. Why aren't I paying for the live show? Is he kidding? This is the live show. Daniel Craig versus me, heads up Texas Hold'em. Well, everybody has a straight flush and 5 of a kind. So I guess Daniel Craig wins. In that scene, everybody goes all in, and then when somebody's hand is better than the others, they take everybody's money. That's not how it works. Nobody made the side pots. Come on. What kind of movie is that? Do a recap. They traded a lot of pieces, and now it's equal. Okay, and Magnus did play the correct move, obviously, frankly. And I don't know. I guess I'd rather have black eventually because, these pawns are going to be weak. But, white's going to have the D file and the diagonal, so that's good. Yeah. I have housework to do. Can I make a loud noise when they move? Sure. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'll do. Who's the best of all time? Fischer and Morphy were the best of all time. And then, I don't know, maybe Kasparov's third, Karpov. Those guys are pretty good. Lasker. Black does have a lot of pieces ready for the next game. If you ever want to be in the top in the world to play for the World Championship, make sure on move 20 you have this position with your pieces, and all your other pieces are gone. There we go. That's the top-notch commentary you don't get from Grishik and Svidler. Exactly. You have more viewers than anyone. Well, wait a minute. What? Oh, my viewers were 10 viewers? See, the truth is, if my viewers were worth 10 viewers, I still have the most viewers. Because the chess.com stream has about 20 times more viewers than me. Now, if every one of my viewers was 30 viewers, then where to rank Smyslov and best players of all time? About 20, 15 to 20. Yeah. Craziest Fox News Fischer versus Magnus? Well, Fischer, obviously. Capablanca or Botvinnik, they're top 15, yeah. For sure. A lot of good players. Where do I rank Anand? Top 20. Lots of good players. Whenever I would visit my mom and dad, we would talk about the old actors and actresses from the 20s, 30s, 40s. And I'm like, where would you rank them? Top 25? And they're like, yeah. And at some point I was like, you got about 200 people in your top 25. And they were like, yeah. So where does this movie rank? Top 25. And I'm like, I can name 50 movies you put in the top 25. So, if you put 30 grandmasters who were world champions or close to it in your top 10, you're squeezing that top 10 pretty tight with the 30 people. So you'll notice if you make your own top 10 list, you left out somebody you thought was the top 10. The truth hurts. Yeah. Why was Fischer better than Kasparov? Fischer won 20 games in a row without draws against the best players in the world. Won candidates matches 6-0 with no draws. Beat Spassky easily, was a big favorite, was 150 points higher than number 2. It's obviously better. It's not even close. Which GM was almost left off the Olympic team? Well, the story was Botvinnik was almost left off when he was world champion. They had Botvinnik, Smyslov, Stein, Bronstein, Geller, Petrosian, Tall, Kerez. Tough team. That's to kick somebody off. So they could have all world champions, I think. They could have Botvinnik, Tall, Smyslov, Petrosian, and Spassky. Like in 1960 to 1970, they could have had an Olympic team with those 5. They're all world champions. Man, tough team. American team's pretty good. Although Nakamura's getting worse. Shanklin's on the team. Ray Robson's always in time trouble. All right, maybe China's better. I don't know. What would happen if every player got to make 2 moves on their turn? You have to donate a lot of money to ask questions like that. The Polish Olympic team, they're top, 50, maybe. Yeah. No, they overperformed their ratings in the tournament, obviously. They're not bad. Queen C7, there's a chess tournament going on here. Okay. That's a move. Bishop d7 was possible, but Fabi didn't want to calculate. So he's like, I'll put my queen on these pawns, and I'll defend this pawn, and it's just equal. Yeah, this game is going to end at move 40 with a draw. Yeah. This game is going to go another hour. So donate now. If it's a 7-hour game, you have 7 hours to donate. You have about another hour to donate. So let's get going. Chop, chop. The more you donate, the more I'll say nonsense or something. Did you ever pay Bent Larson? I played in tournaments with Bent Larson in New York, but I never actually played him. $25, just got off work. Can you recap? Yes, sir. The recap is you donated $175 yesterday and $25 today. That's the recap. Thanks for the donations, Mr. Kazarski. They played a Queen's Gambit declined, which surprised me. I thought White would play e4. I thought Fabi would play the Queen's Gambit accepted, but I was wrong. They played the Bishop f4 variation, which is pretty common. And then they traded everything. And when there was chances to make the game really interesting and long theoretical sharp lines with moves like knight d2 or castles, instead he played rook d1 and bishop e2, which is not the most aggressive line. Fabiano equalized very easily. This is still Fabiano's prep. It would have been very interesting if White played knight takes f7 here. One engine said it's equal, and one engine said that White's better. The main line, I think, was this. And then there was more, but that's one variation. And instead, Magnus played bishop f3, which pretty much vacuums the board and makes it equal. And that's what happened. They traded everything. So this game is going to end in a draw. I'm guessing at move 40. If you told me what's more likely, move 30 or move 50, I would say 30. So that's not good for me. I want the game to go a long time so you guys have chances to, gift subscriptions to your friends and to your enemies and cheer and donate. If the game ends, what am I supposed to do? Take a nap? Ooh, take a nap sounds good. Man, I'd like to take a nap. All right, so I got to finish my coffee anyway. Okay, and rook b1 was played. Pretty standard kind of move. Gert from Belgium. He's Dutch. Hello, I found your channel. Love your lessons. Thank you, Gert. I lived in Belgium before you were born. Ik ben Bend. I lived at Chaussée de Charleroi, 53. 1060 was my zip code. I lived near the Avenue de la Toisandor from 1988 to 1992. My son Spencer, who's on this stream, he was born in Belgium. He was born in Belgium. He was born in Belgium. Belgium is not Dutch. That person should be banned. With the person's name is Geert, you know that he's Flemish. Okay? And Flemish is a version of Dutch. There's two things I hate. People who are intolerant of other people's cultures and the Dutch. Dutch is Netherlands. You guys are the worst. So in Belgium, they have people who are Dutch and people who are French. The French are called the Walloons and the Dutch are called the Flemish. And half the country speaks Dutch and half speaks French, just a version of it. See, in the Netherlands, they have a soft G and they have the hard G in Belgium. So the more you spit and you're sick, then you're really speaking good Dutch. The end. Tell me about Dutch. I was in the Netherlands before you were born. Rawr. Have I ever been to Turkey? I have been to Turkey. Correct. The Voluptuous just subscribed. Thank you, sir. Do you know any GMs from Slovakia or Czech Republic? Of course I do. Yeah, you live in Belgium. There was a really nice bakery near our apartment in Brussels. People would go there and take pictures. Really beautiful bakery. Expensive, too. Yeah, Brussels was nice. We used to go to the Greenwich Cafe, which I think isn't there anymore. We'd go to the chess club Kreb, C-R-E-B. They would also have like 3-cushion billiards and bridge there. Nice club. Again, this is 30 years ago. So, all right. So we have to ban everybody. There we go. Good banning. All right. I ban you. You been me. Let me tell you a good Belgian joke for my people in Belgium. No, that's not true. Half the people in Brussels speak French and half speak Flemish. Not everybody in Brussels speaks French. It's not true. Anyway, of course I saw in Bruges. I was in the movie in Bruges. This guy who's Flemish, he's learning French. So he goes to the store. He wants to test out his French. And he says, hello, I want to buy a pair of shoes, but he says it in French. And the guy says, oh, you must be Flemish. So he walks out of the store and tells his wife, and she's like, you know, you have a really thick Flemish accent. Says, obviously you're Flemish when you speak French. You got to speak French better. Okay. Learns French more for 6 months, gets rid of his accent, goes back. Hey, I want to buy a pair of shoes. And they're like, you must be Flemish. And the guy goes back and she says, yeah, you can still tell you're Flemish. You don't speak French perfectly. Waits another year, learns more French. Nobody can tell that he's not a French speaker. Goes back and says, I want to buy a pair of shoes in French. And the guy says, you must be Flemish. He says, how do you know I'm Flemish? I speak French perfectly with no accent. And the guy says, you keep coming in here asking to buy a pair of shoes, and this is a bakery. Almost none speak Flemish in Brussels. I mean, that's just not correct. I lived in Brussels for 4 years. Lots of people spoke Flemish. So you're just wrong. But you can be wrong. And if you live in Belgium, you're still wrong. Bam. I lived in Brussels for 4 years. A lot of people spoke Flemish, and they had Flemish names. Terrible. Now, it's possible things changed in 30 years, but I doubt it. I don't think all the Flemish moved out of Brussels. I don't think so. I mean, Madame de Smet, she owned the store nearby. She didn't speak any French. Yeah. Terrible. How would I rate my Flemish? Well, de koetsier puts the postkoets, and the gotten totten tenten tentoonstelling, and ik ben. Pretty bad. I know a few words and phrases. I know they say the numbers wrong in Flemish. They say them backwards, which they do in some other languages too. Like instead of saying 21, they say 1 and 20. Gotten totten. Godverdomme. Okay, terrible. Let's see. Rook B1 was played, and then he played Vishwa nothing. The engine says Rook B8 is equal, Bishop D7 is equal, and then the computer falls asleep because it's too boring. So you can see that these pawns are weak. There's tremendous pressure here. Material's equal. Nobody's getting mated. Looks like a draw. Not the most exciting game of the match. This might be the least exciting game of the match, even when the match ends. Yeah, that's right. The French don't like the Flemish. The Belgians don't like each other, etc. Mainly, etc. Yeah. They're not from Flemland. Nice. Hey, you can't say Godverdomme on my stream. That's illegal. Have I been to Bulgaria? Has anybody? No. Although I do know a girl named Sophia. What happens on Queen E5? Both players resign. The computer says it's a draw. So, problem with Queen E5 is actually funny. I play Queen D3, threatening Queen D8. Then you're pinned forever. Thank you for the 200 centidues. Beat me up, Scotty. And let's say I stop Queen D8. Now I go here and I play Queen D8. So I'm stopping Bishop D7, and now I'm going to pin you forever. Black's not losing, but I'll take white, because this is gonna be annoying. So Queen E5 is too greedy. These pieces aren't good. We got to get these pieces out of here, and get your pieces out of there. So there you go, etc. Could we have a recap of the last 5 moves? Certainly. Yeah. All right, knight takes d5. Engines thought knight takes f7 was fine. Some thought it was good for white. Some thought it was equal. Very complicated lines. Magnus decided they're going to vacuum the board instead, and now all the pieces got traded. So that was unfortunate for the spectators. White has more activity due to this pieces never moving, but white also has more weak pawns. So the chess game was vacuumed. Everybody took everything. And we have this equal position where white has some weak pawns, but black's pieces haven't moved yet. So white's more active. Black has a better pawn structure. Computer says it's a draw. All zeros. Rawr. Then the big surprise of this game, other than Fabiano equalizing easily with black, which isn't super surprising, is Magnus is taking forever. So Magnus is way behind on the clock. It's not going to affect the result of the game. It just shows that Fabiano outprepared Magnus this game. Happens. So he draws easily with black. That's pretty good. Was my wife Flemish or from Brussels? Yeah. Karen's my wife. She's from Alabama. Go, Karen. I missed a donation. No, etc. Recent events. 25 euros. Very suspicious donation. I think that says euros. Mops 100. Thanks for the donation. It is very suspicious. Yay, Mops 100. I saw the 200 bits. That's not as much as 25 euros. Thanks for the donation I missed. The more you donate, the more this game doesn't end. Will we get to 2,000 viewers today? It looks like we won't. 1750. Do I like Vestal and Topolov play style? I do. Go, Karen. Magnus couldn't sleep last night. How can you prefer the possible moves in chess? No, it's actually, that's the number of possible games of chess, not number of possible moves. But you were close. Yeah, Karen's lived in several places in Alabama, but she's lived in Atlanta for quite a while. Karen was born, well, she lived most of her Alabama life in Dothan, but she was born in Montgomery. And I think she lived somewhere else too. I think she lived in 3 places. Well, there could be 4. Definitely at least 3. But 4 is possible. Even Karen's not sure. Well, she's probably sure. Yay, $5 from Laynard00. Get yourself a froyo. I can, I'm a vegan, but thank you. Also, they don't have froyo here. The best 4 killers just subscribed. Thank you, sir. Keep showing us random moves. 2,000 viewers of F6s played, that's for sure. Roll Tide. Yay. Fabi found the #1 engine move. Rook B8. Okay. And, I mean, they're just going to trade pieces and it's going to be a draw. Or they won't trade pieces, it'll be a draw. Yeah. What's funny is I think either player would take either position here. It's sort of a boring position. X tactic Adam. Just subscribed. Have an easier name for me. Rawr. My dad is from Dothan. Hooray. Karen's mom and her husband live in Dothan. We go to Dothan 3 or 4 times a year and visit Karen's family. Go Dothan. Is there a first move for white? Has never been played in GM games. In slow-rated chess, I'm sure GMs don't play A4, H4, F3. Yeah. Greetings from Ghent. Go Ghent. I've been to Ghent. You're a vegan. Hooray. Can we get Spencer back? Spencer's in I was going to say Brussels. Spencer was born in Ixelles in Brussels. Spencer's home now in St. Louis, but he'll be here in a few weeks. And then hopefully permanently. So there we go. Then you'll get him back. We currently have 425 subscribers, 1,730 viewers, and Magnus has played Queen D3. What Magnus wants to do is play Rook D1 and Queen D8. Unfortunately, it's not his move. If it was his move, that's what he would do. Okay, get that back rank action. But that's not going to happen. So many good moves for black. The engine prefers B6. And then bishop d7 is the other move. Those would be probably the only two moves I would consider. Queen takes e5 might be playable, but I'm not going to allow that. I mean, I wouldn't. Maybe Fabi will, but I wouldn't. Bishop d7 to c6. Bishop d7 takes a4. Bishop d7 to e8. Or b6, bishop b7 is all very reasonable. And it's all going to lead to a draw. So this is not the most exciting game of the match. This is a game where the board got vacuumed. They traded everything. The computer always says it's all zeros. Black pretty much out-prepared white to get an equal position and more time. So the game's going to end in a draw. Again, I think at move 40. If it doesn't end in a draw, I'm going to be shocked. Yeah. This game is boring. Yeah, but okay, it's boring except if weaker players were playing it, there'd be lots of decisive results. $5. Do you know any chess scholastic centers in Belgium? Wow. I haven't been to Belgium since 1992, so I don't. Sorry. You could ask the Belgian Chess Federation. They'll hook you up. Just make sure whoever you're talking to, you speak their language. You know, if they're French, speak French, Flemish. Put their pieces back on the wrong... It's not intentional. They just don't know what they did. Can we see your daughter? My daughter lives in Michigan. She's not going to come on the stream because she don't want to. So, no. Is Spain any good? Spain's great. Go Spain. I've never been to Spain, but I heard it's nice. In soccer, Spain's great in soccer. 1,700 viewers to do. No, Spencer's only an American citizen. He's not a Belgian citizen. My daughter is rated, but she doesn't play in tournaments. Bishop d7 was played. And it's the boring world of Niels Bohr over here. Both players know this game is going to be a draw, but Magnus doesn't like to draw quickly. He likes to, you know, what? So they're going to play a lot of moves, but it's going to be a draw. Go, Ben. The more you donate, the more moves they'll make. Then if you stop donating and you all leave, okay, Magnus, you can offer a draw now. How many biological kids do I have? I don't know. I have a son and a daughter. My son's 27, I think. Yeah. And my daughter's 16. She turns 17 next month. I don't have that many wives. I'm only on my third wife. Come on. I'm almost 50 years old. It's not a lot of wives. It's not like I'm Trump over here. Wait, has Trump had 3 wives? Maybe. Or 4. Unclear. Spencer gives great lessons on Li Chen's. Probably means Li Chess. He's way stronger than his rating suggests. Correct. Get lessons from Spencebo. SpencerFeingold@gmail.com. The more lessons you get, the more something dark side. Do you love Tiger Woods? I mean, I don't love him. I have no wife. No. Does Stormy Daniels count? I don't think they got married. No. Marginally butter. Correct. What's my favorite food? Thai food. Yay. Did you expect Magnus to be this equally matched? Yeah, their ratings are the same. I expect Magnus to lose the match. So go Fabi. I predicted Fabi would win 6.5, 5.5. Yeah. Magnus hasn't shown over the last year he's better than Fabi. However, in 2012, 2013, 2014, he was better than Fabi until Fabi won the Sinkfield Cup. And then it's been close. It depends what tournament it is. But 2018, I don't see any reason why Magnus is better than Fabi. So Fabi's getting better. Magnus's rating has gone down. Their ratings are about the same. Either player can win. And again, a lot of it's just form at the time. A lot of it's just luck. Like you play well or you don't. You make one blunder in time trouble, a move here or there. You go into the guy's prep or you don't. Either player could win. Either player could win 3 or 4 games in a row. The players are about the same strength. It's not like they're playing me. They're playing each other. So anybody who's top 10 in the world can beat anybody else. The match is only 12 games long. So with all the preparation they do for the match, it's not surprising if either player wins. Yeah, their ratings are 3 points apart. What do you want? If Fabiano wins the first game, he's higher rated than Magnus. So it's not surprising if either player wins the match. Not to me, anyway. Or to Kramnik. A lot of people said Kramnik said that Fabiano was the favorite because he doesn't like Magnus. I don't know. Who knows? Can you play a blitz game? Incorrect. Looks like A5 was played. I guess that stops bishop takes A4. Makes sense. This says Magnus has 25 minutes and Fabi has an hour and 8 minutes. And again, that's not going to matter because it's all zeros. It's just a boring draw. For these guys, if weaker players were playing, either side could win, but these players are too good to lose this position. I can't imagine either player losing. They're too good. Actually, Karen, I think if you wish that the president dies of natural causes, there's nothing wrong with that, legally. But if you're like, we should kill the president, that's illegal. Yeah. You could think that in your own head, but you can't say it out loud. But if you're like, you know, I don't like the president, and if he dies of natural causes, I wouldn't be mad. I mean, that's okay, I guess. It's not a nice thing to say. I don't think you should wish people are dead because you don't like them. I don't know. Maybe. You could argue if the wrong person is president, that would cost lives, I guess. But that's hard to prove one way or the other. So, yeah. Anyway, you shouldn't talk about people dying on the stream or murdering people. You should talk about chess. I should be the one saying crazy stuff, not you. Okay? There's only one crazy queen in this group, and it's me. Is it crazy queen or flaming? I forgot what the line was, but it's pretty funny. It's funny, my dad always told me it's against the law to espouse that you want to violently overthrow the government. Like, that's illegal. If you say, we should all take arms and overthrow the government, saying that is illegal. But if it's nonviolent, then it's not illegal. So if you say we should overthrow the government with nonviolent means, then you're fine. So you can't violently overthrow the government, but you can nonviolently overthrow them somehow. Have I ever been to Italy? I have not. And actually, that's one of the embarrassing things about my life, and I have a lot of embarrassing things about my life. I lived in Europe for 4 years, and in those 4 years, I never went to Portugal, Spain, Greece, Switzerland, or Italy. Just doesn't make any sense. I lived in Belgium. However, since I moved back to the U.S., I have been to Switzerland and Greece. I still have never been to Italy, Spain, or Portugal, which is weird because I lived in Belgium. So for 4 years, you'd think I'd go to them for a day or two, but I didn't do it. I'm the worst. Chad is always crazy. This is Twitch. Correct. And we don't have 20 moderators, so what are we going to do? A5. This might be a good time to go to the bathroom because I probably shouldn't go here. It's probably against the Twitch rules. So Karen and Adam yell at everybody while I go to the bathroom. Make sure you guys yell at them. Ah, that's better. Man, 2 hours of that is annoying. And I'm back with paper towel. Clean up my mess. They agree to a draw yet? No? Maybe? All right, we're missing the big donations today. We had 3 big donations yesterday. Today we have 0. That's slightly less. Remember, the more you donate, the more coffee I drink. There really was no move since I left? Wow. Been gone for like 4 minutes. I gained viewers. No, I lost viewers. I'm at a Chester. Karen, when's the next round? Did it start? Oh, it must have started. Yeah, this game is going to be a draw. 2 cents. Thank you. Yay. The violent overthrow of the government. Hooray. Hi, Ben. Notice me. Correct. Is Ben the only streamer who begs for donations every minute? Incorrect. I beg for donations every 2 minutes. And you're banned. Man, the truth hurts. Good analysis of the wall while I was gone. Archer won round 2. Yay. 1 o'clock. Karen, is Doric in his grade? I think so. Is it just Archer and Doric and then lots of doofuses? Or is there anybody else over 1,300? Christopher Zong and Art. Go, Christopher. Is Christopher 2-0? And even though I went to the bathroom forever and got paper towel to clean up, there's still no moves were made. I told Magnus I was back. Oh, it's Fabi's move. I should have told Fabi I was back. That was the thing. A tournament of doofuses. Correct. Yay, it's a donation. I can see. Show me what you got. $10.31. Chug, chug, chug the coffee. Correct. Thank you. What's Pi telling me? Terrible. Go, Christopher. What grade is Christopher in? Is he in 4th grade also? Something, dark side. 1,600 viewers. Go us. Let's see. 1 bit. You make no sense. Correct. 2 bits. 2 bits again. A lot of 2 bits. Man. Awesome. What's this? No, that's nothing. And that's Vishwa nothing. So this says Magnus has 25 minutes and Fabi has 57. Normally it would be the other way around. Go, Fabi. Which one's Fabi? This one? Yeah. Go, Karen. Hooray. That's correct. $1 will do it. Yeah, I got paper towel because my coffee keeps spilling. Terrible. I should put the coffee in here, but it's going on the table. Christopher is on board 4 next to Archer, same grade. That means Archer's on board 3. So who am I missing? There's Doric and there's Archer. Who's between them? Who else is high rated? What's his name? Is he in 4th grade? What is his name? I know his name. He goes to Archer School. Can't think of his name. What's wrong with me? I can't think of his name. Varun Gotti? Yeah. Is Varun Gotti in 4th grade? Yay, 4 cents, 100 cents, 42 cents. Hooray. Thank you, everybody. Is Varun Gotti on board 2? Or board 1, I guess. And then Doric's on board 2. Yay, $3. When you get your breakfast lunch, show it on the stream. I will, some guy on the internet. 1, 2, 3, 4. Thank you. I will do that. Go, Mubot. Okay, it's been a minute. Give me money. Give me money. Rawr. They're not making any moves, so give me money. Okay, he played bishop c6. It's obviously the point of bishop d7. The other point was to take the pawn, but he moved it. And every move is equal. The engine says by far the best move is queen d6. Well, that seems reasonable. Varun's on board 1. Archer's on 3. Christopher Zhang's on 4. And Doric's on 2. The other guy donated $3. $1 will do it. This is overkill. That's right. Which pop group from 30 years ago sang the song Overkill? Who can get it first in the chat? Was it called Overkill? Now I'm changing my mind as to the name of the song. All right, hold on. I know the song, but maybe it wasn't called Overkill. Yeah, it is called Overkill. All right. I was getting confused there. Men at Work, correct. First person was Crazy Old Hippie, I guess. Yeah. Is that the first person who got it right? No, Achieving My Live Stream was the first. Yep. Hooray, Achieving My Live Stream. A lot of people knew that song on my stream. That's a pretty esoteric song from 30 years ago. That wasn't like their top hit, but a lot of people knew that. Wow. Good job, everybody. Yeah. Let's do some more Overkill. Let's do a $100 donation. No. I apologize. 99. Or if you're in the mood to really donate, $99.99. Now that's a donation. But 99 is okay. Go Men at Work. Was B5 not winning before C takes D5? Wait, B5? What? What's he talking about? What? All right, so the moves you suggested aren't legal. I need more information. I don't get it. Yay, somebody gave several cents. No, $9.99.99, that's too much overkill. Don't do that. $99.99 is acceptable. Yeah. White's pass pawn looks dangerous. No, because I got king f8, and that's the end of your pawn. It looks dangerous that you might lose it. That's what looks dangerous. Yeah. Right. Don't give $100. Give $99.99. Show some class. Yeah. It is still theory. This is the game I offer versus draw. Let's see. Yay, 300 centidues. R.I.P. Yay. Okay, that's garbage. What's the tweets? Was my $9.99 underkill? No, that was good. I like that. You follow me. Everybody hates me on Twitter. Great. What else? What are they saying on Twitter? Is everybody saying this is draw? So there's some complaint that if you bought a ticket to watch the game live, you could only watch it for 30 minutes. And the tickets cost 70 pounds. And here's a picture of the ticket. It tells you what time you can watch the game. So if you buy a ticket for the live venue, $5, too weak, too slow. Thank you. So they're saying you get to watch the game for 30 minutes for 70 pounds or euros. Wow. That's a strange thing. Buy a ticket, you should be able to go in, right? You missed the $99.99 donation. Hooray. Well, I was busy. Let's see if I actually missed it. Jay Kazarski, $99.99. Here you go. Thank you, sir. Now that's a donation. Also, he already donated $25. Yeah. Also, he's been on my stream. Now there's a donation. Excellent. Fabi arrives with wet jacket. I guess it's raining in London. Fabi's jacket is wet. No. Terrible. He's all wet. It says, with the few $100,000 prize fund, you think Fabi could get an umbrella. Poisonous Snake, $3. Yay, thanks for the $3. Go, Fabi. Here's a picture of them playing. Magnus looks bored as usual. As per usual. What else are they saying? Okay, so the gawking rabble, and by gawking rabble, I mean Lawrence Trent. He says, in this position, everybody plays rook e8 with the idea of e5, and that rook d8 is really rare, and Magnus didn't know that move, because it's too rare. And then Magnus's play was sort of, not super aggressive at this point, let's say. And black equalized pretty easily. So rook d8 is some home cooking, and it turns out rook e8 is the normal cooking. Then you try to, push your pawns to the center while the king is there. Yeah, rook e8 to play e5 does seem more normal. Like, I've seen that before. So rook d8, Magnus didn't know that move, and Fabi's playing all of his prep. So Fabi got the novelty in first, out-prepared Magnus, equalized easily, had a lot more time, and now it looks like he's going to draw easily. So, then Boros is sort of like me in this position when you could play knight f7 or some other interesting move. Bishop f3 just allows the board to be vacuumed. And he's like, that's disappointing because it's so conservative. I mean, when you have a lot less time and your opponent's out-prepared you, conservative isn't that bad. I mean, yeah. So I don't really blame him for that. The Grishuk is predicting the moves on Chess24, but they say he's always wrong. And then it says, the whole game is a humiliation. So that's funny. Grishuk's hilarious. What did Mamadyorov say? Okay, he said nothing. Yeah, it's not the most exciting stuff on... Yeah. No Petrov, no Berlin. Okay. So the knight takes f7 move in this position. Hammer said it would be suicide because he's an hour behind on the clock and this is the emergency break. Well, he wasn't an hour behind on the clock, maybe 45 minutes. It's not suicide. It's just, you calculate it and you don't. Yeah. Yeah, now what Grishuk said, I agree with. That I agree with. Said Magnus didn't play knight f7 because he thought he was still in Caruana's prep. I agree with that. In fact, I think it is Caruana's prep. So if Caruana allows knight f7 and he prepared it, he's not going to play it because it might be bad. Or Caruana knows it better. I agree with that could be his prep. So that makes sense not to do it. All right, and the rest of Twitter is insane. So that was interesting, Twitter. Let's see if I missed anything else, like I like to do. I like to miss donations and bits. $3 I saw, a couple of follows. Okay, so I got everything, I think. Yeah. And let's see if I missed any moves. He did play queen d6 and they traded queens. Okay, so let's go to the current position. And he played the computer move queen d6. Now everything is under attack. Again, the problem with these moves is they vacuum the board. So, but that was the best move, queen d6. Otherwise, black was threatening to get better because white does have 3 weak pawns. Okay, so you have to take, obviously. And again, this is, the pawn structure is not good for white, but there's nothing on the board. So naturally, if somehow by magic this trade happens and all these pawns get eliminated, and we have a 4 versus 3, even though there's double pawns here, it's still a draw because there's very difficult for black to get a passed pawn. And all the pawns are compact. After knight e4, doesn't b5 win a piece? I mean, was knight e4 ever played in this game? Here it is. Oh, you mean b4. Yeah, try to write the right move so I know what you're talking about. Okay, so he means b4 in this position, which we've already discussed. And then, yeah, then white's in a lot of trouble. So the answer is no. You meant b4, but b4 is not good. Yeah, because then your king on e1 gets in a lot of trouble here. Got a lot of action going on there. So the answer is b4 would be very bad. Now also, this position after knight e4 and later in the game is still Caruana's preparation. So, okay, so after e6, he's thinking. It says there's 2 moves that are good. Obviously, white's threatening bishop takes c6. So either has to take or play rook d8, and they're both draws. So whether black takes this or plays rook d8, the game is a draw. And those are the only two moves he can play, because otherwise White's going to take this and win. So we're getting closer to the 40-move draw that I said, and so forth. With so many arrows, both players resign. Correct. All right, I haven't asked for donations in like 3 minutes. So I don't even know what to do anymore. I'm so confused. So give money. I actually prefer gift subs because then everybody wins. They're like, yay, I got a sub. So I like when that happens. That's really cool. People who aren't subscribers get to subscribe, and then they get to put the emotes and the knife F5 and all that. And then they get to put pictures of Fabi and Magnus, and most importantly, of course, Karen. Go Karen, go Archer, go etc. Go Ben. Give me money. Correct. Go subs. I think I actually got rid of one of my things because I was too busy listening to Overkill by Men at Work. Terrible. Yeah, the engines seem to prefer bishop takes f3 to rook d8. I guess they like doubling up the pawns on the bubble up. 200 centiges from Born in Oz. Here's money. Hooray. Go Ben. Go subs. Do we have 2 world champions if it's equal? No, if it's 6-6 at the end, they have a playoff. They play 25 minutes, then they play 5 minutes, and they keep getting faster until somebody wins. Did you see the previous question? Was it too ridiculous? I did not see the previous question. I'm going back in the chat, and I still don't see it. I got nothing. What was the previous question, Linder? Cricasso17 just subscribed. 5 months in a row. Hooray. What's the name of my sub army? What? What's wrong with knight c4 instead of bishop f3? I actually discussed that. He played bishop f3 here. He plays knight c4 for Caru. Then we play queen takes c3, attacking the queen. So the queen has to do something. And now the bishop's attacked. That's why he played bishop f3. Now he's threatening knight c4. And in that variation, there's no knight takes bishop. So that was the problem with playing knight c4 right away. Do you know any Slovakian GMs? Yes. 500 centidues, moldy toast. Todd L. 10-8 gifted a sub to Fish Rat Cow. Hooray. Now, where's the question that I missed? I missed some question. Everybody's yelling at me. I don't see the question. Where's the question? Thanks for the bits. My question, what about knight f7? Fabi plays bishop f4. Okay, let's have a look. Where is it? Where am I? Here I am. Knight takes f7. Bishop takes f4. What? I'm way too old for that move. So that move would take me like an hour to calculate because I would be looking at takes, c4, e4, knight takes, and queen g6. So I don't know. I need an engine. Where's my engine? I mean, the obvious move is knight takes rook. So I wouldn't do this with black. Black's pieces are terrible. Black's down material. Why would I do this? I mean, it's possible. I would never do that. So that's way too complicated. All right. Both sides resign. Yeah. I don't like black's position here. Black's down material. Black's bishop is attacked. Black's king is iffy. These aren't developed. I could play like queen g6 and bishop d3. I don't like black here. So I wouldn't do that. Okay. So back to the actual game. And they did trade on f3. The board is getting vacuumed. And actually, tonight after the game is they're having the unveiling of Magnus's new book, Pawn Structure Chess. And this position, coincidentally, is on the cover because it's such a good pawn structure. Wow. You could have such a pawn structure and equal material, and it's still a draw. Exactly. Ginger GM has the best endgame technique. That's all I know. Especially when I'm playing him. Okay, it's been a minute. Give me money. The game's going to end soon. Hurry. I'm really liking my prediction of on move 40, they agree to a draw after black makes the 40th move. I'm liking that prediction. More donations, more. Wait, how did you spell more? Do you watch much snooker? I did watch a lot of snooker when I lived in Brussels, 88 to 92. I was a big Steve Davis fan. And I did watch a lot of snooker then. It's true. Fabi has no winning chances. He does. I'd rather have black, but it's going to be a draw. When there's nothing on the board, these guys don't lose. That is correct. The winner of the game does play VC Flight. The game's going to end soon because this is the end of my pot of coffee. I just finished it. There's nothing in the pot, so we can't play anymore. My cup has a lot in it, so. Yeah, Ronnie O'Sullivan was actually after I moved back to the U.S., so I know about him, but I didn't watch him. I watched snooker 88 to 92. He was a little after that. I watched Steve Davis a lot, and Jimmy White, and maybe there was a couple other guys I know. But yeah, Steve Davis was great. I meant after the winter saving time. No, this pass pawn's not dangerous because my king's going here. So, yeah. In fact, he did play that because I think you should play that. Yeah. And then the computer wants white to play c4, c5 defending his pawn, rook c1, and it says it's a draw. I mean, I'm going to take black all day because white's king isn't really participating in the capturing of these pawns and the activation of the rook. So, I mean, it's a draw, but I'd rather have black. For sure, I'd take black. Am I a big Phil Taylor fan and or darts fan? I did watch darts when I was in Belgium also because we had the BBC. Yeah, darts was okay. Let's say I was a big fan. All right. Which player of the past would be the best? Morphe. Go Morphe. Recommended by you. Hooray. The more you donate. Earl Strickland. Well, that's like, 8-ball and 9-ball. Earl Strickland. Yeah. 1 bit. Yay. King F8. Thanks for the 1 bit. You're the best. Grandmasters all think differently, and every position is different. Sometimes I'm calculating a million moves ahead. Sometimes I don't calculate at all. Let me give you an example. In 1995, I'll flip the board for you. I was black in the following position. Okay, this is a game I played FIDE Master Robert Raleigh in 1995. And here I was like, man, knight c6 gets the 2 bishops. Okay, I didn't want him to play knight c6. If I play queen c7, he could play knight takes knight and my knight's pinned. So I calculated the following line in my head, and then I played the line after I calculated it. The line I calculated was this. And when I calculated that line, it was really hard to see queen c5 check. I'm sorry, it was really hard to see rook c2. I kept looking at rook takes b2. Then I was like, oh, rook c2. All right. Okay. So when I saw this position and thought it was good for black because it's mate, then in this position, I played knight takes e5. Now, the game did go this way. And In this position, my opponent plays c4. The c4 is not good. And I played knight e3 and e5, and I won easily. Yeah, that's one of the longest variations I've calculated. I don't usually do that, and I was an IM then. It's probably better than I am now. And I usually don't calculate a long way ahead, but if I have to, I can. Yeah. But that was one of the longest calculations I did, and some of it happened, so that was good. But again, all grandmasters are different. Positions are all different. So, I mean, some positions you need to calculate a long way ahead, and some you don't. So, there you go. So remember to donate for all that, because I showed you a lot of stuff. And if you played a game in 1995, I want to see it too. Exactly. Looks like he played the explosive move. Where's my explosive move? There it is. There it is. C4. Okay, got to get those pawns together. Rawr. So if white makes 3 or 4 moves in a row, he's going to win. C5, A6, C6. All right. So king E8 draws, and otherwise black resigns. So if Fabi doesn't play king E8, it'll be the worst blunder in the history of the World Championship, because white gets like 2 queens if he doesn't play king E8, because that thing that I said would happen is going to happen. "1995 was the year my brother was born." Correct. I don't like calculating because I'm always wrong. Yeah, that's true. He did play king E8, the only move that doesn't lose. Setting up for the next game. So Fabi had his pieces here on the original squares, and that wasn't good enough. Now he put this back here. So Fabi knows what he's doing. This is how you play chess. You keep all your pieces on the back rank, and the opponent has the worst pawn structure ever. That's modern chess. Okay, this game was pretty well played. I don't think anybody made what I would call a mistake. Probably Magnus had chances to get an advantage, but he didn't know the position as well as Fabi. Fabi did more work on that position in the opening than Magnus did. So good preparation from Fabiano. Then C5 was played. King D7 was played, obviously. And exactly. How do you calculate what your opponent's going to play? You guess. I missed some moves. Incorrect. I missed nothing. So what did he do? Getting confused here. Now I'm really confused. I mean, the game's almost over, but I'm confused anyway as to how it happened. How did that happen? Oh, that's how it happened. What a dummy. Okay, A6. Got to play B6. Okay. And then takes, here, here, here. Yeah, pretty drawn position. Yeah. And king G2 was played. Yeah. And again, if this pawn was off the board, this 4 against 3 is also a draw. Obviously, the normal 4 against 3 is the pawn on G3. But this pawn here is fine. It's very hard for black to make a passed pawn. So white just sits here and chills. And you can't win the F pawn. And the only way to continue is to like trade pawns. Now, in this particular position, he's not going to lose the pawn because if I do something normal to go take it, once I move my rook off the 7th rank, you're going to play rook check and take this pawn. So the only way for black to win the pawn and not lose his F pawn is to play E5, king E6, rook D7, and rook takes pawn. And I'm sure he will do that. Unfortunately, while he's doing that, Magnus is going to trade more pawns. So Magnus could play king G3, F4. Then we're going to have a 3 versus 2, which is very funny because it was 3 versus 2 yesterday, and Fabiano had the 2 isolated pawns. Now it's going to be 3 versus 2, and Magnus has the 2 isolated pawns. What? How could that be back-to-back games? And then I'll get more donations because Fabiano's going to make him suffer. Yes, I hope. If they agree to a draw, then the stream's over. Terrible. All right, so let's see if any of that happened. And my mouse isn't working. I mean, it is working. It's obviously my fault. So he did play e5, and Magnus played rook b4. And the idea is, if you play king takes pawn, I could play f4 and get to 3 versus 2. And so Fabiano played f5. He doesn't want to trade pawns. After f4, he could play e4. Okay, well, good trade pawns anyway. So, yeah, that's what happened. And that is what's going to happen. He's going to play f4. But anyway, if he had taken the pawn and I play f4, we're going to have the 3 versus 2 again, and that's just a draw. So, in fact, it might even be better to have the pawns like this so black can never have a passed pawn ever, which is weird. That doesn't matter. Okay, so Fabi played f5, and the idea is after f4, I play e4. Then when I win the pawn, the more pawns on the board, the more winning chances Fabiano has. The computer doesn't agree. The engine's like, no, this is a draw. Are you kidding me? Now, the engine says all zeros, but for a human point of view, every human on Earth wants black because black's going to be a pawn up. So the computer's like, whatever, I'm going to draw. So, yeah. And one thing that could happen is at some point after f4, e4, white will eventually, I hate to say it, play f3 and trade pawns. Ugh. Now, Fabi's f5 is a genius move because this prevents black from playing f6 later. Yeah, he didn't want to play f6, so he made sure he never played it. So very good calculation. And Fabi has 48 minutes. Magnus has 16. That doesn't matter. This game is going to end in a draw, but Fabi's going to try to make him suffer. So we'll be here another hour. I thought the game would end at move 40, but I didn't think Fabi would be a pawn up. So he's not going to give Magnus a draw. He's going to make him suffer in kind. So, yeah. 9 U.S. championships. 9. Yeah, they're not going to agree to draw move 40 because now Fabi's going to torture him. Yeah. No, you don't offer a draw when you're up a pawn. Yeah. What? I got the position the wrong way? Darn. I hate when I do that. Let's see what I did wrong. You guys are complaining that I did everything wrong. Damn. Let's see what I did wrong. Okay, so... Oh. I apologize. He played a6 here. Yeah, sorry about that. Okay. And then this happened. Okay, yeah, sorry, I mixed the move order up. I'm the worst. Okay, so it's move 35 for white. And both players have tons of time, especially Fabi. And I'm sure Caruana is much happier with his play this game than the last game. Out-prepared Magnus, equalized easily, had more time, and now he's the one pressing. Still going to be a draw, but nice for Fabiano to have an easy draw with black and even press a little bit. No, there's no way Fabiano's going to be a pawn up and just offer a draw. He's going to play on forever. No. Kasparov is watching my stream. Incorrect. Unless it's a different Kasparov, like Joe Kasparov. All right. So we have some moves. He went back to b6. King here. And the engine wants to play d7 check. Okay. Actually, the engine says everything is fine. Yeah. f4 is also good. I mean, it's a draw, but Fabi's going to press. He's up a pawn. And again, it's very confusing to me, except I hear it like 10 times a day. Why aren't they agreeing to a draw? This is a draw. When you're up a pawn, you don't agree to a draw. You try to win. I mean, it's a ridiculous thing to give your opponent a draw when you're better. That doesn't make any sense at all. You try to win when you're better. And especially since, you know, it's the same people who are like, How does Magnus win all these equal positions? Well, because it doesn't offer a draw. That's why. You guys all offer a draw. It's probably a draw. I have a lot of students, they're totally winning, or they're much better, or they're slightly better in endgame. They agree to a draw. And I'm like, what? And they're like, I didn't know how to win. Well, by agreeing to a draw, you don't know how to win more. If you played it out, you would learn how to win by whether you played good or not. It's like, what? Terrible. Did Kasparov make me nervous? What? What are you guys talking about? I knew Kasparov before you guys were born. E4 offers a draw. Correct. All right, more donations. I'm yelling at you, so donate. Rawr. Then your donation gets to go across the top like Muffin Militia. Who's Muffin Militia? He donated $3? Thank you. Etc., mainly etc. 1,778 viewers a do. That's the spirit. I never offer a draw. Rawr. When they get to move 40 in 5 moves, they'll both get 50 minutes extra. 50! And he did play D7 check. Notice how it's check. King takes D7. That's not a good square for your king. F7 would be better. Now Magnus can play F4, or H4, Rook G6. It doesn't matter. They're all draws. Obviously, Magnus would like fewer pawns on the board. 3 against 2, 2 against 1. But this 4 against 3 is also a draw, as I said earlier. So no matter what he does, he'll draw. But the game is going to go another 20 moves because Fabiano's going to try. Why didn't Fabi take the pawn on move 34? He could have. And the reason he didn't was we immediately trade pawns with F4. White wants to trade all the pawns off. White wants rook and pawn versus rook, or rook and 2 versus 1, or rook and 3 versus 2. 4 against 3 is a lot of pawns. This immediately trades a pair of pawns. So Fabi instead played F5, and now if F4, he could play E4 and not trade pawns. That was the idea. Okay, so he didn't want to trade pawns, and Magnus wants to trade pawns. When there's no pawns on the board, you don't win. So that's the idea. And 4 against 3 is a draw here. 3 against 2 is an easier draw. 2 against 1 is an even easier draw, etc. Mainly etc. It's funny how Black has had the advantage both games. Like between moves 30 till the end of the game, in both the first games, Black was better. Truth hurts. Go Fabi, because you're up a pawn. Why does Black seem to have the advantage in both previous games? Because that's what happened. No, I think what Fabi did in game 1, that was normal. Bishop b5 in the Sicilian. Not for Magnus. I don't think he's black in the Sicilian a lot. And in this game, this was pretty normal for them. I think e4, e5 was what I expected, but Queen's Gambit declined, Queen's Gambit accept. That doesn't really surprise me. Just, I thought it would be e4, e5. Adam Lawless giving 5 subs. Go, Adam. You're the best. This is still prep, correct. Now, in rook and pawn endings with very few pawns, the computers can see 20, 30, 40 moves ahead. So when they say plus 0.5, plus 1, plus 1.3, that means it's a draw. If they can see somebody queening or winning the rook, then it says winning. So if you can't win the rook or queen in the next 30 moves, you're not going to win. So this position is a draw with correct play. If it was winning, the computer would say so. But grandmasters know that 4 against 3, when these positions are drawn. Go Adam, given the subs. Magnus has plenty of time. Yeah, he's not worried about that. Okay, they've made 5 moves since I've been talking. I'm the worst. Rook b5, attacking the pawn. Obviously, king e6. Rook b6 check. King f7. Exactly. And that's move 38. And rook b5 attacking the pawn. King f6. Rook check, making the time control. King g5. Black made the time control. And he's doing some serious thinking. So Fabi decided to do, Magnus decided to do nothing. Magnus just going to move randomly and say you can't win. I agree. Now, the engines were trying to trade off some pawns to make it an easier draw. But as I pointed out about an hour ago, this 4 against 3, because I was saying if all those pawns disappear, remember that? Remember when all those pawns were on the board and I said, what if they all disappear? This 4 against 3 is a draw. And now we're seeing it in action. Magnus is just going to chill and say, you can't win this 4 versus 3. And he's correct. There's no way to win for black. That doesn't mean he's not going to try. Fabi's going to try forever, ever. Forever, ever? Forever, ever. Correct. That was analysis by Andre 3000. Now he's 3000, so you can't really argue with that analysis. That's good analysis. Yeah. No, you should never offer a draw when you have the advantage. Black will never, ever, ever agree to a draw unless it's a dead draw. No grandmaster would ever do that. That's the stuff you guys do. You guys are like, oh, it's probably a draw. Let me offer a draw. It's a ridiculous thing to do. Okay, Magnus will be very happy if he draws this, and he knows that he will, and Fabi's going to try to win for about an hour. So this game is going to end about another hour. I thought it would end now because I didn't realize that Magnus would lose a pawn on the queen side, but that's what happened, and he didn't really mind. In a real chess game, this game is going to end in a draw by Fabi looking at Magnus, and Magnus will look at him and they'll shake hands, or Fabi will say draw. Right. Yeah. Fabi will make a move at some point and say draw, and they'll shake hands. Then they'll talk about the game briefly. Black is pushing. Right. If I was black here against somebody under 2,000, I would expect to win every game, like 100 out of 100. If it was 2,000 to 2,200, I would expect to win at least half the time. 2,200 to 2,400, I would expect to win about 20 to 30% of the time. And somebody in my own rating or higher, I would expect to win about 10% of the time. And these guys, they know it's going to be a draw, but I mean, black's up a pawn. So black's going to try to win. Hooray! Also, Vibe have 2614 to subscribe. Thank you. Also, these guys know that we're all streaming and we want to make some money, so they can't agree to a draw. Terrible. Everybody has less viewers than yesterday. I guess game 1 was super exciting and it was game 1 of the match and people have calmed down a little bit now. But still, 36,000 for chess.com, 3,800 for the Chess Pros, and 1,800 for me. So we're all doing a little bit worse. But there's a lot of places to watch. There's the official site. There's Chess24. There's YouTube. You could actually fly to London. So you could do everything. Now, again, this is a drawn position. Your computers can say what they want. They can say plus 0.5. They can say plus 1. Doesn't matter. It's a draw. Okay, and they've played a lot of moves, and now it says all zeros. So they've played 4 moves while I was waxing idiotic. Rook b5. Yay, $12. Where are men in my shoes? I agree to a draw with you because you gave me $12. King f4. Check. e4. Yeah, Magnus is just going to check and attack the e-pawn every move. It's just like, whatever. Takes. And he played the move h3. Okay, put it in h. And the computer, the CES computer, doesn't even give black an advantage. And the reason is the same as yesterday. It keeps calculating until there's a 7-piece table base, and then it knows the answer. So in every variation the engine analyzes, the super engine, it gets to 7 pieces. And then it's like, oh, draw, oh, draw, oh, draw. Then it just says zeros because it's always a draw. Okay, and the other engines that don't have the table bases installed, they'll just say black's better. Okay, rook a5. The rook's going to come over here and do something. But now it's 3 versus 2. So, yeah. Not good. Everything's a draw. Every move draws. The engine thinks like 9 different moves draw for white. 9! King h2 loses because it lets the black king come in. It's a pretty stupid move. f3 loses. Never play f3. Terrible. Terrible. Let's check Streamlabs to see how you guys are doing. $12 subscription. Not good enough. More subs, more bits, more everything. Remember, never play F3. Rawr. Never. F3 loses. Don't do it. Do it. And he played rook to B7, attacking the pawn. Fabiano played rook G5 check, defending the pawn. Exclam. I think king F1 is the only move that draws. Yeah, I think king to the H file loses. Play king F1, and everything's a draw. So I thought the game would go another hour, but Magnus is playing pretty fast, so it might go another 20 minutes. But yeah, I mean, Fabi's going to squeeze a little bit, but there's not much to squeeze. Yeah, try a little bit. So that wasn't the most exciting game, but it was pretty accurate. Nobody had a big advantage that game. Fabiano had good preparation with black, and Magnus was a tiny bit worse and drew pretty easily. So it was a pretty well-played game. Less mistakes than yesterday, less exciting, less amount of time. We could take a nap, etc. Mainly, etc. We have more viewers now than we've ever had the whole stream. What? 1,900 viewers. That's the most we've had today. I don't know what happened. 32-piece table base. Rawr. Hello, Sanjay. Sanjay Kumar. Hooray. You got to be the same Sanjay Kumar that I know. Let's play some bullet. Rook to G6. Okay. Yeah, there's not really much to squeeze here. There's nothing much going on. Black doesn't have any passed pawns. There's very few pawns on the board. The pawns are all on the same side. What is funny is that both games were 3-2 on the kings, three pawns to 2 rook endings, with black being better and taking turns, each one having it, which is funny. The Scotch Gambit 16 just subscribed. Go Ben. Go Scotch Gambit. Hooray. 1,900 viewers. Will I get 2,000 at the very end of my stream? Yesterday we got 2,595. That was the peak viewers. Also, we had about 8 times more donations yesterday than today. No, what a world. Well, that game was pretty long, though. That was a long game. It was game 1. You guys were excited. Now you guys are out of money. Damn. All right. And after rook G6, he's thinking a little bit. They both have over an hour left. And they get more time on move 60. If it goes to move 60, let's vote in the chat because it's sort of boring. Who thinks the game will go to move 60 or they'll agree to a draw before move 60? I actually don't know. I think it won't go to move 60. I think before move 60. I think it'll be less than 14 moves. But I'm not sure, but that's my guess. Before 60 plus, before, no, before. Well, you guys are all before. Oh, some of you are saying it goes to move 60. Yeah, I don't know. Most of you are saying before, but some of you think it'll go to move 60. I mean, it's a rest day for us because it wasn't as exciting yesterday, but still the players, you know, they got to think a lot. No, it won't be 80 plus. That's not good. Yeah. Do they ever whisper, want to draw? No, they don't. How drawn is this game? Pudding. Is this a 12-hour stream? If the game goes 12 hours, yes. This game will go 12 hours, so no. Let's see what else is happening. Is anything happening? Is it all happening? Recent events. Somebody followed me. Oh, that's good. Pudding. Hooray. What do you think of the tournament system of the breaks not being played with classical time control? It is played with classical time control. What? My draw says this is an engine. Correct. Yeah, you wouldn't offer a draw if you were white here. That doesn't make any sense. How do they ensure somebody from the audience doesn't shout out a move? I don't know. I'm not there, so I don't know what they're doing. Boo Radley FTW just subscribed. Thank you, Boo Radley. Longest chess game at the Grandmaster level was 200 and some moves. It was a Nikolic game from like 20, 30 years ago. Can you offer a draw every moves? No. Again, you guys are like, what if they behave badly? They don't do that. They're not you. They behave properly. At some point, there's an Armageddon game where they just keep playing until somebody wins. I don't think it's going to be 6-6, so don't worry about it. Your engine says it's a draw. Thank you. Thanks for your analysis. Okay, so Rook B4 was played. Can you explain again how the timing works? What? They both have an hour and 40 minutes. Then at move 40, they get an extra 50 minutes. Then at move 6, they get an extra 15 minutes. And they get a 30-second increment from move 1. That's how it works. How often can you offer a draw with good etiquette? Once. These guys aren't offering a draw. They're playing until the game's over. When they offer a draw, that means it'll be accepted. Not because I'll offer a draw and see what happens. So nobody's going to offer a draw here. If Fabi offers a draw, Magnus will accept. Fabi's not going to offer a draw for a little while, at least 10 more moves. Yay, we have some subs donated by Augex. Thank you, Augex. 9 tier 1 subs. 9. That's the right amount. Can you slap your opponent's wife? You could, but I don't know if that would help. Hello. Thanks for the subs and the donations. Yay. Hooray to everybody. Go, everyone. Yay, lots of subs. And he did agree to a draw after Rook B4. That surprises me that he didn't try more to win. But I don't think Magnus would have offered a draw. But obviously it was drawn. But it still surprises me that he agreed to a draw here. So that game was pretty equal throughout. Good preparation by Fabi. And well played. I expected it to go some more moves. Although actually, they did play more moves than I said. So I was wrong about the variation. Okay, so he played Rook G5, Rook B7, Rook G6, Rook B4. Then they agreed to a draw. Okay. They played 2 more moves. They got to move 49. 9. Okay. So good game. Less mistakes than yesterday. Less interesting than yesterday. Better prep by Fabiano. We got 2 draws. Tomorrow's a rest day. Chess.com has a recap system. I think like Bartholomew and maybe somebody else is doing recap videos. Yermolinsky. Some people like that. So you'll get recap videos tomorrow of what's going on. But there is no game tomorrow. So that game was much shorter. 3 hours and 10 minutes. Although it was 49 moves, which is a lot of moves. So 49. What happens if king takes f3? There's nothing on f3. What? Yeah, yesterday wasn't 150 moves. It was 115. And it wasn't a waste of time. But thanks for your crazy opinion in all caps. Yeah. Yeah, the more you donate and give bits and subscribe, the more streams we have. I'll stream every day, twice a day. Bam! Now, tomorrow, there's no game, but I have my scheduled 10 p.m. Eastern stream. So I'll be streaming tomorrow at 10 p.m. Eastern time. Not good for Europe, but good for America. America! Because that's my scheduled stream. I stream every Sunday at 10 p.m. It's on Chess TV, etc. So I'll be on tomorrow. It'll be much, much later. It'll be 12 hours later than today. So there you go. All right, time for a nap. Real Sports episode. It's on HBO. Some people have watched it on the web. I watched it at my friend's house on his HBO, whatever. So, yeah, the World Championship organization changes. So, yeah. Go the EU. This is a good time for the EU. My engine says white to play f3. No. Get a new engine. No. Terrible. Yeah, today was okay. Yesterday was just great. Today was like, all right. Yeah. So I'm not complaining. It's just that the first day was so good. I was like, what? I'm going to make $1 million a day? And then today I got like, shiny nickel. But we'll see. If the games go 6-7 hours and they're exciting and I get 3,000 viewers, I'll make a lot of money. Today I had a lot less viewers than the first game, which makes sense. First game, everybody's super excited. Everybody had slightly less viewers. There's other things to do on Saturday. Go Chess. Go Fabi. Go Magnus. So far, it's a great match. It's living up to expectations. You guys are great. You guys did the best. And also, etc. All right, see you tomorrow night on my regular stream at 10 p.m. Eastern. I don't know if I'm going to play Blitz or talk about the games. I'm not sure what I'm going to do. But I'll see you guys tomorrow night in about 33 hours. A little less than that. All right, bye, everybody.